sure that we are all working here. Should be. Well, that's trippy. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. How are we doing? Hope all is well. We got about 80 minutes until the live stream starts. And I'm happy to be here, tell you what. Alien in Toronto would be pretty funny. It'd be funny. I wouldn't like it. Messed up. It'd be all kinds of messed up. Hey guys. I want to read my condolences about your main PC. Yeah, so what's going on there is I took it in to be looked at, and they said there's no problem with the PC itself, but the software that I use to run my video editing software is just using too much gigabytes and energy just to run itself. So whenever I run it, my PC just crashes. It just cannot handle it. So they said that I either need to use a different video editing software or wait for this to update. And I'm like, dang. I've been using this video editing software since the very beginning. I'm used to it. So I'm currently looking into possibly getting a new video editing software. Just to see how that works. Yeah, just one of those things. I'm looking into that. Hello, Hannah. Are we getting a Peacekeeper hero skin? I have no idea. Be cool, though. Hey, Raven at work, but will linger in the background. That's cool, man. That's cool. Do you, man? Little green men on the battlefield holding weapons. Santa's elves? New hero review this Warrior Dinner, or am I just copium? No, they're not releasing a new hero until next season, the Samurai season. This Warrior's Den, they're going to show us the new map. Well, the new map design, because they're changing Cathedral into a Dominion map. And they're going to show the new hero skin, and they're going to talk about some updates that are coming to the game. So, hey, that's good. That's wild, man. Fingers crossed it's easy and not as a taxing video editing software. Well, I've been talking to Havoc, actually, and he recommended one that I'm going to try. And Hannah also did some research and found a few. So I'm going to be researching those, seeing which will be most cost-effective and which one will fit my style more. And then I'll see if I want to go for it. Hey, Raven, what song is that you use for the stream starting soon page? Oh, that is a... Hold on, I can actually pull that up. I actually have it saved. 1 second. Let me see. Actually, I might need to look into it later because it may end up taking me out of the main screen. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. I just remember I found it in a non-copyright section of music files, and I just use it. So, but I'll look into it. I'll look into it. I wouldn't want PK Hero Skin, but since now is Hero Fest for PK, so maybe. Well, the new Hero Skin won't come until next week. So if you're thinking, oh, well, they released a PK Hero Fest, so it's obviously a PK Hero Skin. I don't think that's necessarily a qualifier. I mean, it could still be a PK Hero Skin, but I don't think that's like a guarantee. Hope my day goes well. I hope so, too. I'm a little cold right now. Like, I've been dealing with kind of a little bit of a bug. Like, nothing serious. Like, it's not been debilitating, but it's been kind of like just kind of chilly some of the time, headaches, some achiness in the body. Like, just it's nothing serious, but it's just kind of been like meh. So I'm hoping that I start to feel better. I don't feel bad today, just tired. Thanks, Tech. Have a good one. I agree it's going to be a PK AC skin, but from what game? I don't even know. I mean, it might be a PK AC skin, but I hope that it's not just... Here's the thing. I don't want them to just take an existing character like Ezio or something and just turn that into a skin. I hate when that happens. Like, I hate when you do that with stuff like Rainbow Six Siege, where they just insert Tomb Raider as a skin, or Spartan 117 as a skin, or Nier Automata as a skin. Because to me, I don't like seeing pre-existing characters from their own worlds and universes just shoved randomly into games as skins. You know, I just think that I don't like that. I've never liked that. Hey Raven, sorry this is a bad time, but do you have any tips for writing a well-made villain? I've been struggling to think of a good one for Wu Lin villain for my story. I made a video. I think it's on my other channel called The Raven's Writing Room, where I talk about villain writing. The best I can say about a villain is you usually want to give them a good motivation, like why they're doing what they do. Make it something relatable to who they are. Like, I think a good example of that is someone like Doofenshmirtz from Phineas and Ferb. I don't even like Phineas and Ferb, but I love Doofenshmirtz. What I find so funny about him is every time he has an evil plan, it's always because of some personal motivation. Like, it's not like he just wants to take over the world. There's always a reason behind everything he does. Like, and it may even just be a really petty personal reason, but there's always a rationale. because I believe that a good villain is someone who has a rationale behind what they do. They don't just do evil for the sake of evil. They do evil because they have a rationale behind it. Now, that rationale could be evil, but they still have something of a rationale. The second thing you need is you need to understand what kind of villain you're writing. And what I mean by that is, are they more of a passive-aggressive villain, like they're just an antagonist, like they're someone who gets in the way of the hero? Like, you could argue that characters like Scott Farkas from A Christmas Story was less of a villain, more of just an antagonist. He wasn't a major player in the story, but he got in the way of the main characters. But then you have Darth Vader, who is very clearly a villain, who was a major plot point of the Star Wars series. So, you know, you got to understand what position your villain's going to play. And then finally, you need to establish your main character's relation to that villain. Like, is there anything beyond just an antagonist-protagonist relationship? Is the antagonist trying to hold back the protagonist or beat the protagonist? Like, I think a good example would be, like, if you're telling the story of a race, like a bicycle race, the antagonist doesn't just want to stop the protagonist, they want to beat them, like win the race ahead of them. Or if you're telling the story of a war, maybe the antagonist is someone who's actually trying to defeat and kill the protagonist. Like, you need to set these standards about what kind of villain you're creating, and then after you get those standards down for a villain, then you just kind of want to create a character, because at the end of the day, villains are characters. And so, like, when I was writing Daikon for my Tale of Tomiki story, he's a villain, but he's still a character, you know? You gotta understand that these are characters, the villain is just the role they play. So, understand your character, and you can understand their role as a villain. Honestly, I want to see an Orochimaru skin that looks like a samurai with a straw hat, a simple yukata, and a freaking saya. I would ask that more for Aramusha, since he has a straw hat. But, okay. Would you say Astria is a good villain? Yes, I would say Astria is a good villain. Astria is a good villain. I prefer Apollyon. Like, that's no secret. I prefer Apollyon, but as a villain, Astria works very well. In fact, in many ways, Astria and Apollyon, I would say Astria is even more of a villain than Apollyon is, because what they want are two totally different things. But I think Apollyon was more endearing. Ravenette, I've thrown a good motivation at the window for one of them. My Warmonger villain, my main villain of the universe, has a better motivation that the Warmonger doesn't. Well, that's something to work on. You named it after a picked radish? Well, yeah, because he's a Saiyan, you know? In the Tale of Tomiki, the story I'm writing, the two characters, Tomiki and Daikon, are Saiyans. And as you know, all Saiyans have vegetable pun names. So Tomiki is a pun on tomato, and Daikon is a pun on a radish. Yeah. Hey, Kenny, I'm doing okay. A little cold. All right. Astria works well at both. Her and Apollyon goals are different from each other. Well, Astria, like, I need to make a whole video explaining my thoughts on Astria, because I think people get the wrong idea about how I feel about Astria. They assume that I don't like Astria because I like Apollyon more, and that's not the case. I like Astria, I just don't think the lore handles her very well. I think that Horkos is handled very poorly by the lore writers. They're just used as the Dr. Evil of For Honor. Anytime something bad goes down, Horkos is behind it. But the problem is, I feel like Astria could be written so much better. Like, Astria's whole goal is dominion. Like, the difference between Apollyon and Astria comes down to this. Apollyon wants to save the world by plunging it into war, because she believes that war is the natural state of humanity and it's what we should strive for. But Astria wants to dominate the world because she thinks that the world needs to be led by the strong. So, two different motivations. Astria was inspired by Apollyon, but doesn't have the same end goal as Apollyon. And you can still do that, but I think that Astria's actions and behaviors have not correlated well to this. She's made some dumb decisions. And don't get me wrong, villains can make dumb decisions. It's how you get to their mistakes. But there's no protagonist with which to stop their evil decisions. Like, Chimera's supposed to be the protagonist. Chimera hasn't been relevant in seasons, you know? But anyway. Raven, every Saiyan's name is a plot on vegetables. What's Vegeta's? Vegeta's pun name is vegetable. Think about it. Hold on. Think about it. Put those two words side by side. Vegetable, Vegeta. What letters do those two words start with that they have in common? Vegeta is just shortened for vegetable, bro. Come on. Come on, Seth. You can't be serious. Come on. Remember, my main villain, Aendon, actually cares for his people and would mourn their death. He wants what's better for his people. My warmonger just likes to see people suffer, no real reason. That may be something to work on. What do I think about JJ? I like JJ. I think he's cool. He's definitely not one of the stronger ones out there, but I enjoy him. And skip. Sorry, I had an ad. Hey Raven, who is your favorite One Piece villain? It's tough. Okay, so I think one of my favorite villains, I mean, I like a lot of the villains from One Piece, but I'm going to go with Crocodile. Because Crocodile was the first villain who really handed Luffy an L, and Luffy had to eat that, you know? So that's definitely one that I would say he's a really good villain. Plus his attitude, his presence. You know, when I see Crocodile, the first thing I think is, okay, that's a Saturday morning cartoon villain. He's got the big fur coat. He's got the cigar in his mouth. He's got the slick back hair. He's got the mafia style look. Rings on all his fingers. And of course, his English voice actor just sells it so well. Just that kind of gravelly talk, you know, like just... You're wasting your time, Straw Hat. You know, like just, God, he struck me as such a good villain. I liked Crocodile a lot. But another one is Lucci. I actually really like Lucci. Pre-time skip. I'm not as into him post-time skip. I don't really get him post-time skip. He's kind of gotten me confused. But I liked him in pre-time skip because you just had this villain who, he didn't even have any evil ideals. You know, it's not like he was trying to reach some higher goal. To him, it's just, I like killing. And when I'm with CP9, I can kill as long as it's in the name of justice. Like, hey, you know, it's like, I can kind of get behind that, you know? Dude wants what he wants. So, plus, he too pushed Luffy to an absolute limit. I think I like villains who actually push their protagonists, you know? A villain who can actually make their protagonist go to the next level, I think that's really cool. And Lucci and Crocodile both did that. So that's why I like them so much. Hey Raven, who's the strongest and weakest character in For Honor? Right now, I'd say the weakest character is Lawbringer. The strongest is either Shinobi or Afir. I'm probably going to lean on Shinobi. Saiyan names are all similar to different types of vegetables, so Vegeta is short for vegetables. Makes sense, since he's the prince of all Saiyans. Yeah. Hey Raven, what do you think about Aaron Keener from Division 1 and 2? I don't know who that is. I've only played Division 2, and I haven't gotten that deep into it. Mal, disagree. With what, bro? Hey Raven, who's the strongest character and weakest character? Oh, I answered that. Raven, I love a villain with motivation, but I love to occasionally make one that does what they do for self-entertainment. I mean, that's fine. Self-entertainment can still be a motivation. Like, take Orochimaru from Naruto. You could argue the whole reason he attacked the Leaf Village was just to entertain himself, you know, just for the fun of it. Like, he just wants to see things happen. So, there's nothing wrong with that. Hey Raven, since another samurai hero is confirmed, what weapon would they use? I have no idea. I really don't. I'm trying to think. I mean, I guess you could go with, like, a spear of some kind, but I don't know. I also like Arlong and Kaido. Arlong was okay, but once I learned more about him, I kind of got frustrated with him, because it's like, man, he could have been a lot better as a villain. And Kaido's kick-ass. Kaido is really, really cool, but the Wano arc just dragged so long that I kind of got sick of him after a while. Raven, I wonder, since Crocodile can turn anything into sand, could he turn the sea into sand? No, it has to be ground. He can't turn the sea into sand. Wait, so Raven, what is Turles? Turnip. Turles is a turnip. Running hands because they're just a hater. I'm sad my Lawbringer is currently the weakest. Yeah. My favorite kind of villain is the unintentional one that commits all kinds of atrocities with evil intent and doesn't even notice what they did to people. Yeah, you can have villains like that, but I would call those more antagonists or anti-heroes. What about Doflamingo? He's my personal favorite. What are your thoughts? I like Doflamingo. I think he's cool, and he's definitely one of the more evil villains out there. I definitely get that. I think the only problem, and don't get me wrong, I like him. I think the only thing I didn't like about Doflamingo is I felt like the whole Dressrosa arc was just copy and pasted from the Alabasta arc. Both desert kingdoms, both had a warlord take over the kingdom, both had a princess who wanted to turn things around, both had Luffy reaching a new level to beat this villain. You know, I kind of thought that there was a lot of similarity there. Even had a brother of Luffy's show up, and I felt like they were too similar. And I was kind of like, I preferred Crocodile, you know? I don't know. Maybe it was just me. I'm not saying that Crocodile's stronger. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I preferred Crocodile. What about the main villain in Demon Slayer? Oh, Muzan Kibutsuji? If the dude would do something, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a fan of a villain who just does nothing. I like it if they actually did something. Ravenite, tomatoes are fruit, though. Hey, you know what? If Bob the Tomato could be on VeggieTales, it counts, okay? It counts. Ad mortem enemy. Oh, no, you mean ad mortem inomicus. Because inomicus is enemy or foe. So it's ad mortem inomicus, like you're saying enemy. Inomicus. Ad mortem inomicus. Death to my enemy. Would you consider Griffin stronger than Lawbro? Yes, he's better than Lawbringer right now. Hey, Raven, do you think antagonists that are villains, not by choice, but because they're a walking hurricane that causes destruction despite not wanting it? Okay, so an antagonist isn't always a villain. And what I mean by that is this. A villain is actively seeking the defeat of the protagonist or seeking the destruction of the world. An antagonist is simply the foil to the protagonist. An antagonist doesn't necessarily have to be a bad person. They're just the one standing in the way of the protagonist. And so I think that could be, like, for example, I saw this one great Static Shock episode where you had this girl, Bang Baby, who had blizzard powers. Like, she had snow and ice powers. She didn't want to hurt anybody, but she had been ignored and isolated and hurt for so long. Eventually, her powers started getting out of control, and she started hurting the city with her blizzard powers. She wasn't a bad person. She wasn't evil, but she was definitely an antagonist because she was the person that Static had to stop. She was a tragic antagonist, and eventually they got through to her, which worked out. You know, Static got through to her. But she wasn't a villain because she wasn't trying to hurt anybody intentionally. It just came to be that way. Good morning, Raymond. Hope you're well. I'm okay. Bit of a headache, but I'm okay. Apollyon is a legendary warrior, but Holden Cross is shown to be on par with her, only lacking her ambition. It's inferenced Griffin grown stronger and stalemates Astria, but often the disadvantage. Yeah, I think that's accurate. It takes a whole season to kill someone. I know, that's my biggest problem with Demon Slayer. Every season of Demon Slayer is you fight one demon, one really strong demon, and beat them. And that's it. It's like, come on. Oh, $20, not one mime. VeggieTales is a misleading name. Cucumbers are technically a fruit, as are tomatoes. The show also has grapes, melons, and other fruits. The only vegetable to remember is the asparagus. Well, yeah, but there's also broccoli. Broccoli's in there. I mean, that counts. And carrots. There are carrots in there. Nah, I know VeggieTales is misleading. I know. But, look, here's the thing. When I wrote Tomaki, I was like in high school, okay? I wasn't smart. Raven Knight, she was also homeless, though. Admittedly, she inspired one of my own characters. Yeah, no, you know who I'm talking about, thank goodness. But yeah. Raven, this is about one of your legend characters. Can Bao Shen cite the Bible from on top of his mind? He can cite verses. I mean, he was basically living in a church for a long time. Let's see. Hey, Raven, I'm making a Nobushi legend who is a mother of two daughters who were taken away from her, and now she's trying to get them back. That works. Glad you're streaming on a more normal time. Ha! Don't get used to it. Love the 4 a.m. streams, but a man has limits. Nah, you're good, bro. Don't get used to this, though, because usually I'm working around this time. But hey, tell you what, maybe what I'll do sometime is I will just pick a midday stream. I'll just do a midday For Honor stream. You know, we may do that. Wish I could actually tell you about my villains and heroes and get your advice on how to improve them, but sadly I can only type 150 words per text. If you're on Discord, you can shoot me messages. Just don't expect rapid responses because I take time to respond. Can villains also be made from catastrophes made by the hero without the hero knowing it? Absolutely. Oh, yeah. In fact, there are some people who argue that some villains are born from their heroes, like Two-Face and Batman, you know? Or Joker and Batman, you know, like you have characters who may have become what they were thanks to the hero without them knowing it, you know. Hey Raven, what do you think of Doomsday as a villain? I thought he was a great villain. Doomsday, isn't he the monster who technically killed Superman? I don't know anything about him. I can't give an objective answer to that because I don't know anything about him. Raven, do Richard, Blackthorn, and Ruth eat their daily 5 fruits and vegetables? You're damn right they do. It's how they stay strong. Eat your fruits and vegetables, kids. Do knights eat a healthy diet? Do you mean historically? They would have tried to. They would have tried to. I mean, they would have had grains, meat, fruits, vegetables. They would have had that. I think it depends on the individual knight. Syndrome from The Incredible. Yeah, Syndrome. He was a good. That's a good answer. Yeah. Hey Raven, would you consider Nibbles to be Japanese, but becomes a Viking, like how Ruth was more? No, Nibbles is a Viking. Nibbles is a Viking. Hey Raven, if you could train as any For Honor hero, who would it be? Warden, probably. Warden's just so kick-ass. Or maybe Shaolin, because he can teleport. I'd like to learn that magic. Gotta agree, Sine. I honestly think Apollon was writing her very long suicide letter. She just seems miserable, but wanting to leave some imprint on the world before going. I agree with that, Mal, to a point. I don't think she just wanted to leave her imprint. I think she wanted to save the world or change the world. I think that she wanted to turn things around, genuinely. Hey, Raven, what do you think about the Wu Lin not getting a hero this year? I'm very disappointed. I feel like the Wu Lin have been snubbed far too often, and I'm very disappointed in that. More important question, what diet is Shugoki on? Probably on a sumo wrestler's diet. Yeah, let me see. We got less than an hour, so it's getting closer to time, guys, and we've only got 80 viewers. Aw. I was hoping we'd break a record today, but nah, it's only a title update 2. We're not going to get a whole lot of viewers for a title update 2. We've almost got, hold on, let me see. We've got 89 viewers. We have the same number of viewers as there are people waiting for the stream right now. And as you can see on my screen, I've been working on The Legend of Kimiko. Like, you can actually see me writing up the document, making notes. Like, I've got a lot here. Yep. I'm looking forward to finishing this up. I am looking forward to finishing this up. Anyway. Has Lark seen the Fallout TV show? No, Lark is overseas right now. What diet do I think Shaman is on? Next. Hey, Raven, would my Warmonger make a good villainess? Maybe. What do I think of the Timberlane show? Never seen it. What's the title update? This, what we're about to watch. It's even in MLA format. You can't take the English teacher out of me. I'm still an English teacher. Hey, Raven, if we had to have an Outlander theme match like an Aztec temple or an Egyptian pyramid, what would you like to see first? Aztec temple. I think that'd be sick. I was looking forward to your Legends of Thanks, Sergeant Jim. I'm excited. I'm excited to finish up Kimiko. I'm almost done. I'm about, let me see again. About halfway done with it. And it's already pretty long. It's 4 pages long. Normally my, normally when I write my Legends videos or write my Legend stories, they're only about 6 or 7 pages long. This one's going to be a bit longer. It's honestly going to be a bit longer, yeah. Anyway. Hey, Raven, would you ever do a writing stream like your reading streams? You mean like where you just watch me write something? You would get bored of that very fast. I'll be honest. You would get bored of that so fast. I mean, if you want me to, tell you what, y'all tell me in chat, would you watch that? Would you honestly just watch me write a story on a live stream? Would you honestly, yeah, see, even Weird Ninja Tunes laughing at that, like, woo, text! Exactly, no one wants to watch that. No one wants to watch that. I'm very curious about this hero skin, as am I, and I wonder if the lore ties into the Young Sung Knights lore. What do you think? I don't know. I'm curious. Sorry, I meant like, what's a title update? I've never heard of that. Oh, well, okay, so every season, they do what's called a title update 1 and a title update 2. Title update 1 is starting the season, you know, it's what the season starts with. With the title update 1, we got the new hero skin, we got the game mode, we got all the stuff starting off of the season. Halfway through the season, we get Title Update 2, where they add some other updates that are part of the season. It's not a new season, but it's some new updates. So with this Title Update 2, we're going to get new armor sets, we're going to get another hero skin, we're going to get the Assassin's Creed throwback, we're going to get a lot of other stuff. What they basically do is For Honor breaks up their seasons into halves. The first half is the first title update. The second half is the second title update. Yeah, see, exactly. No one wants to watch. No one wants to watch. So I'm not doing that. I'm not going to subject you to me writing. It would be a good brainstorming session for me because I have make stories and I learn from your writing. I don't know. I would watch, honestly. I imagine you might ramble a bit in between sentences. I do. I talk to myself while I write. I really do. Raven Knight just set up a Discord as fast as I could. How would I add you? Honestly, what you want to do is... I'm not going to pull up my Discord right now, but you can add me by joining the Discord server, and I can put that in the... I can put that in chat real quick. 1 second. I'm going to try to invite people. Assassin's Creed event returning? Yeah, I know. It's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to that. Alright, it's not letting me do it there. I'll do it through my phone then. Or what I could do... Alright, let's see this. Okay. And now I will drop it here. There we go. That should do it. Anyway. Raven, your opinion on a fist hero? I don't want to see it. I don't really want to see it. Are the new heroes of Sohei? That'd be cool, but we won't see it until next season. What's my opinion on the new Fallout TV show? It's okay. It's fine. From a storytelling perspective, it's okay. The main character isn't a girl boss, which I can appreciate. There's some things about it that I like. I know that there's some people upset about it because it doesn't follow lockstep with all the continuity of Fallout, and I can understand the frustration there, but from a storytelling perspective alone, it's okay. PK's execution is outright, so I will see it while I listen. Oh, PK did get a new execution. Let's have a look. I'm kind of curious. Let's have a look. Let's pull up another YouTube page. Actually, hold on. Is this? Oh, it's Havoc. Let's see Havoc's video. Let's support Havoc.
Rated T for teen.
He's stinking. There.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Oh, hey, Havoc. All right, let's see Havoc's video.
To Peacekeeper Hero first. So, as always, if you don't own the Peacekeeper, you can try her out for the next 7 days, as well as getting double XP for playing the character, and also 2 new symbols and an emblem symbol for free, as well as always. But we know why you are here, to see the new finisher. So
You're dang right.
And it's called, is that Sprightly?
Sprightly Skewer. All right, let's see.
Let's take a look. Ooh.
I like it. Okay.
Definitely a perspective. Oh, just a quick. Okay.
That's good.
Quick stab. Is that like in the inside of the leg or the stomach? Just a quick little stab and then boom, straight to the back.
Nice.
That's
Okay.
Okay, that's pretty cool. It's pretty quick as well. I like that. We're gonna go ahead and buy that, and we're gonna hop into some jewels and see what it looks like in game.
Very nice, very nice.
Added some new effects, you know, just to mix things up a little bit. I think it looks pretty cool. Alright.
Let's see if Havoc can pull one out, and then we'll move on.
Let's see how it goes now. Let's try and get the finisher in round one. Let's go, baby. Oh, I missed a deflect, not bad. Buddy. Oh, nice everything. Oh, not like this.
Oof.
Got it. Let's go.
Yeah, I like it.
So cool. It's actually pretty sick.
I like that. Okay, I like that. I can get behind that. That's pretty cool. That is a decent execution right there. I can get behind a decent execution. I really, really think Ubisoft should focus on different things than new heroes. The screen is already full of it, and I just want new rework maps, more unique emotes. I agree. I think we could go a whole year without new heroes, and I'd be fine. Pretty efficient time for a hero's execution grading, Raven. Yeah, what I'll do is tomorrow, I'll grade the 3 executions. I'll grade the 3 night executions. Anyone ask about the Custody situation yet? Oh, that, yeah. If you could give a quick execution grade. Lethality, that'd be a 4, I'd say. The stabbing of the back is definitely going to be lethal. Realistic, very realistic, so that's a 4 too. Efficiency, I mean, it's pretty efficient, so that's a 4. Cool factor, it's decent. I don't know if I'd call it 4, maybe 3. At the very least, it is a 15 out of 16, which is in the 90s. But at best, it's 100. Like that was really good. That was actually a really good one. I liked it. So, yeah, I'd say that one's pretty much up there. I actually think that all 3 of the new executions that we've gotten so far are really good. What's the Custody situation? Okay, so Warhammer 40,000 has just announced that there are female Custodies among the Adeptus Custodies. Now, granted, they didn't say the Astartes, they just said the Custodies, but the Custodies are just bigger, better versions of the Astartes. And the fans have come out in condemnation of this, saying this has never been the case. And now Games Workshop is trying to gaslight them by saying, no, it's always been the case. You just didn't know. And I'm like, no, this has never been the case. You've added it for ESG purposes or DEI purposes. And it's really stupid. It's really dumb. And I don't even know why they do it. I don't even know why they would want to do it. Like, what is it? Okay, here's the thing. On the one hand, it's like, I don't care. Like, I don't care if there's mixed regiment. Like, there's mixed regiment guard unit, and we have the Adeptus Auritus, which is all female, and we have the Adeptus Astartes, which is all male. Why does it matter if this group is all male too? Why do we need to change it to male and female? I don't understand the purpose behind it. I mean, if they had established this from the beginning, whatever. Okay, it's what it is. But they didn't establish this from the beginning. They brought it out of left field, and now everyone's pissed off about it, and rightfully so. It was out of left field. It didn't need to happen. I think my problem is this. Rather than come up with a lore reason why it's okay, they've just tried to say, no, it's always been this way. It hasn't. And we know it hasn't. We're not stupid. Yeah, the Sisters of Silence would be my addition, my female addition to the Custodies, but nah, I think it's dumb. Hey, Aaron, how you doing? It's honestly really sad. It just makes me sad to watch all these things that I really enjoy just kind of peter and die out or lose fans because they just are being so stupid. Raven, your opinion on a hero using a Kestis? No, I don't want to just punch heavy hero. Hell, we have that already with Centurion, who punches people all the time. I don't want a punching hero. The Sister of Battle is a close second to the Marines. I wouldn't even say they're a close second. I'd say they're pretty on par with the Marines. We've seen Sisters of Battles take out Marines before. I don't think it's that different. Sisters of Silence and Sisters of Silence and Sisters of Battle. What, you afraid of having strong women in 40k? Legit, what a 40k lord YouTuber said. Wait, hold on. What? Why would they say Sisters of Silence and Sisters of Battle are strong women in 40k? Really? So wait, hold on. Someone acknowledged the existence of the Sisters of Silence in the Sisters of Battle. It ignored that? Really? But thank you for the $5. Appreciate that. What would be the best Star Wars game for the fan base? The original Battlefront 2, but done well. I'm just starting to get into Warhammer and saw all this stuff go down on Twitter. Yeah. It's irritating. Hey, Raven, would you want a native hero? Sure, if they're written well. Oh, okay, glad you dropped by, Bucket. Glad you dropped by. They ungaged Banana Boys. I want a native animal-themed hero. Have you seen Ocelotl yet? He's kind of a native animal-themed hero. I mean, South America, Mesoamerican native, but still native. He's definitely got an animal thing going, that old jaguar thing. I do not like Star Wars, but I love Gundam. That's fair. They did because BlackRock is one of their shareholders. Well, still shame on them. Hello, Nightmare. Hold on, I'm late to the part. What's going on with 40k? They made female custodies. New Transformer trailer was completely trash. Well, good thing I don't care about Transformers. Never have. Just not my thing. A little tired. Maybe they can do an African warrior? Medjai is technically African since he's from Egypt, but I know what you mean. I have returned Raven for making food. Cool. Bit of lore for my Space Marines. The Raptors of the Shadows once managed to give the Custodes a heart attack. Ooh. Well, a bit of lore for my Sisters of the Sacred Spear. They actually killed Xenos. It's pretty crazy. Sad reality, people hating females in games, like, bruh, too bad. I don't hate females in games. I don't hate females in games. I play females in games a lot. I don't mind them. They've just got to make sense. Anywho. You know there's a problem when Spaceballs is unironically the best sci-fi setting right now? No. Helldivers 2 currently. Raven, what if we had a Shinigami hero come out with a tomahawk and an acoustic? Make it different from Shaman and I'm okay with it. What kind of hero would you like to see them give, Raven? A Rajput. I want to see a Rajput hero. Raven defended Varangian when no one else would. Yeah, I stood up for Varangian. Everyone was losing their mind. Goes, yeah, it's a female hero. We don't like the female Varangian. It's not historically accurate. I'm like, no, it's not historically accurate, but it's still good. I thought it was neat. I mean, what are you surprised about? I'll tell you what the real problem was. They weren't upset because of the historical inaccuracy. That's not the reason. They were upset because they wanted a Viking hero who met their stereotypical view. You know, the long beard, big helmet, big weapon, burly, and all that. And then they got a female, and they're like, we're not happy with it. And they use the excuse of it's not historically accurate. But I could turn that around on them very easily. I could say, I could turn that around very quickly on them and say, okay, well, there are certain things we see in other characters that are not historically accurate. Like, Shaolin being able to teleport, Ocelotl being able to come back from the dead, Shugoki wearing the armor he does. Like, there's a lot of things in this game that aren't historically accurate, but you guys don't have a problem with that. Suddenly, this is the one that you get held up on? Be honest, it's not the historical inaccuracy that gets you. I've had people tell me constantly, history doesn't matter in this game. It's a fantasy game. History doesn't matter. But suddenly, we make a character female who wasn't supposed to be female. Now you care about historical accuracy. Now, be consistent. If it's an issue of historical accuracy, be consistent with that point. If it's not, just say what you really think. Say that you don't like the fact that you wanted a big male Viking and you got a female. And all I can say to that is two things. Number one, I can play a female and have no problem with it. You're the one kind of obsessing over getting to see a big, strong man that you can play as. Seems kind of gay. And then the other factor of that, the other side of that coin is this. You are having trouble being able to, like, I just think that, no, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to stop myself there before I say something I regret. Let's move on. They care about historical accuracy when it's convenient for them. Exactly. Exactly. It has nothing to do with historical inaccuracy. It has everything to do with it wasn't what I wanted. Raven seems kind of gay. That just made me... I'm calling it like I is. It's kind of like when that... You know what it's like? You know what it's like? I'll be honest. You know what it's like? It's like when they released The Unknown in Dead by Daylight, that new killer who looked absolutely horrific. When I saw that killer, I was like, oh man, that's scary, dude. That guy looks horrifying. He's such a scary looking killer. I was like, you know, I'm going to pull it up right now. The Unknown. Pull this boy up. Show you guys. Where is he? Come on, don't hide him. Y'all trying to hide him now? Y'all trying to hide him because of what happened? Come on. Yeah, there he is. There he is. Okay, that's my boy. That's our Unknown. Let's get a full-size image. So yeah, that's the Unknown. Horrifying, disgusting, scary. He's some kind of alien, horrific monster that steals human skins and wears them. It's like a terrifying thing, and it mimics human voices. It's so scary. I thought it was a horrifying demon. And then the voice actor who did the monster's voice lines, who is a transgender person, got upset because they weren't shown this design before they did the voice lines, and is saying that this character was designed to be a stereotype caricature of transgender people, and they said that it was transphobic and they were upset about it and they wanted reparations. Now again, I saw this thing and I thought that thing's a terrifying monster. It's absolutely terrible. It's disgusting. I can't stand the sight of it. Now, I'm like, what? And it wasn't me who said it. It was not me who said it. It was not me who said, wait, is this a transgender caricature? No, it was the voice actor who is transgender who said that. So I'm like, oh, so it's a transgender caricature. Okay. Now I can't unsee it. And if they say, no, it's not. I'm not the one who said it. They're the one who said it. I'm just following your line of logic. Now I can't look at this and not think, hey, look, a transgender caricature. You see, that's the thing. If you don't want people to come to these conclusions, shut up. And we won't come to these conclusions. And it's the same with the Varangian Guard. If you don't want me to think, man, you got some real issues there, don't lose your shit over something that's entirely inconsequential. For Honor has never tried to be super historically accurate. I've complained about it in the past, but I've made my peace with it. So don't come to me and say like, oh man, I really want Varangian Guard to be male because that'd be historically accurate. Where were you complaining when they released Shinobi, who's not historically accurate at all? Ah, that's okay. Where were you complaining when they released Ocelotl, whose armor is not historically accurate in any way? Ah, that's okay. Where were you when they were making Medjai all black skinned because not all Egyptians were black skinned? Ah, that's okay. You don't care about historical inaccuracy until it suits you. Like, that's the thing. If you don't want me to call you out, keep your mouth shut. You know? That's where I stand on that. That's where I stand on that. Just keep your mouth... Proverbs 15. We think the fool to be wise when they are silent. We think them intelligent when their tongue is in control. So in other words, shut up and I won't know you're an idiot. Wasn't there a female costume that came with the character? Yes, there is. There is. But they argued that the character in itself was a transgender caricature because you could change female or male. And I was like, screw you. Hey, if you can make your own execution, what would it be and what hero would you do it for? I would have to actually act it out. Like, it's hard for me to describe. "115 viewers, nice. Hey Raven, do you have any lore you can share for your homebrew chapter or convent for your 40k story?" Sure. So, I am currently writing a Warhammer 40k story called War of Fate, which is the story of a battle for a particular planet against a Nietzschean warband called the Apostles of Fate, and the planet is being defended by a couple of Imperial Guard regiments, as well as a Adeptus Sororitas convent called the Order of the Sacred Spear, which is a Sisters Minoris, and they were a We're back. I don't know what happened there. Looks like my internet kind of conked out for a second. That was really weird. Yeah, we had a weird internet hiccup. I don't know what happened there. That was very strange. Hold on. Still fixing some stuff. That was really weird. All right, we seem to be back. Okay. But yeah, so the Order of the Sacred Spear, as I was saying, one thing that I think was really cool about them is because they cut themselves off from the Order of Our Martyred Lady, one of the things that they require all novices to do is shave their heads. Shave their heads as a mark of penance to show that they separated themselves from their sisters. And then as they go up in rank, they're allowed to grow their hair back again. But some of them still keep part of their hair or hair shaved off or trimmed so as to distinguish themselves and to show that they still honor that separation. So I thought that was a cool detail. So yeah, I've had a lot of fun kind of working with them. And in the current story, there's this whole twist where like they discover this ancient Eldar technology from back during the War in Heaven. And it was this idea that I had that I was like, oh man, what if this happened? What would they do? And it was really funny. I really enjoyed playing with it. Like it's kind of this idea that I was kind of like, okay, so the Sororitas hate Psychers, right? But what happens when I don't want to spoil too much. Y'all let me know in chat if you actually want me to spoil it. I don't know if I should spoil it because it was this kind of twist that I came up with, which I thought would be really cool. Hey Raymond, did you see the video by What Do You Mean About a Preacher Brutally Attacked during a live stream? Yes, I saw that. I got that. Yes, dude. Don't spoil it. Two differences. Raymond, what is the new samurai character wields Tonfa as their weapon of choice? I don't see that happening, but I mean, anything's possible. Hey, Raven, my word brew space marines are basically loyalist word bearers. Cool. There is a Psyker among the Sororitas, but she's seen as a pariah, and she's not liked by all of them. The sisters usually have a very dim view of Psykers, even loyalist ones, because they see them all as dangerous. The problem with my twist is I don't know if it would be lore accurate. I checked with Lark, who knows more about the lore than I do, and he okayed it. He said, yeah, there's no lore that contradicts you here. So I'm like, okay, then I'm going to go for it. I'm going to see what happens. Because I honestly want to play with the LA. How would the Sororitas react to this? How would the Sororitas react to this? I don't know, and I'm kind of curious. I kind of want to know now. I kind of want to know. We need a Sister Battle Appreciation Day. They don't get enough appreciation, do they? What do I think of a Scythe hero? Could happen. I think people were just mad that more heroes are being gender locked and they're unable to customize and make those heroes their own. Okay, that may be your problem, but most of these people had no issues when Magi and Ocelotl released. I heard no complaints when they were released, and I didn't hear anyone say, why can't we play a female Magi or a female Ocelotl? I've only heard, why can't we play a male Aphira, or a male Varangian, or a male Warmonger, or a male Pirate. Those are the only times I've ever heard the gender lock issue come up. And people always say, no, I don't like it for any character. Then I'm going, then why am I only hearing it now, you know? You can make it an alternate universe. Well, I still think that the idea I have hasn't gone against the lore yet. Like, Lark didn't think it did. I don't think it did. I want to play with the idea because I'm like, I don't know how the Sororitas would honestly react. Oh man, we lost all of our viewers. That sucks. Hey Raven, have you made a story that takes place in the One Piece world? Nope. Ravenite, can you add my chapter at some point? Basically, the Raptors of the Shadows are ultra sneaky boys. They're black. I mean, maybe in a different story, but I kind of already have this one under lock, you know? And besides, I don't even know how your Raptors of the Shadows would deal with this situation either, because it's both heretical, but it's also not. Like, again, it's one of those things where it's like, the whole setup is weird. The whole setup is a weird one. Like, what they discover, like, basically the setup, I'll tell you the setup, and then you can decide if you think that it would be heretical or not to the Imperium or to the Sisters, or to even your Space Marine chapter. So basically what happens is this, when the Inquisitor, there's an Inquisitor on the planet who discovers an ancient Eldar laboratory below the planet's surface. And they go down to check it out, and they find out that this planet used to belong to the Eldar back before... they were all forced to live on craft worlds. And essentially what this planet was used for was used to work on soul transference. Because remember, the Eldar, when they die, their souls are immediately fed to Slaanesh. Slaanesh automatically gets any Eldar souls. So they eventually had to develop soul crystals, soul gems, or what have you, to store their souls in until they could find a way to beat Slaanesh and give themselves bodies. So while they were in the process of developing these soul crystals and developing that means of saving their souls, they had found other ways to try to save their souls as well from Slaanesh. And one of their ways was to try to put the souls of their greatest leaders and artisans and inventors and put them into other physical bodies so that they could continue to live and continue to help out the Eldar. And they had developed this technology that could transfer the soul of one of their leaders or one of their artisans or one of their inventors into someone else or into something else, to try and keep them alive longer so that they could continue to do their work and save the Eldar race. So what happens is the Inquisitor leads a group of Sororitas and a farm boy who stumbled across this catacomb because he needed him as a guide into this place to try to find out what this technology is all about, what it's supposed to do. The Sororitas want to just destroy it. It's Xenos technology, don't want anything to do with it. The farm boy is kind of just like, I want to go, I don't want anything to do with this. I want to get out of here. Can I please leave? But the Inquisitor's all like, I want to start, the Inquisitor's kind of like a kid in a candy store. I want to start touching things. So he's like pressing buttons. He's trying to figure out how all this shit works. And so what happens is accidentally he activates the machine, which does two things. One, it signals the Apostles of Fate, who are the bad guys, the chaos, to come to their location, because it's like, they found what we're looking for. Let's go get them. So going down to go get them. And meanwhile, the second thing it does is it swaps the souls of some of the folks inside, particularly one of the farm boy with one of the Sororitas. But what they don't know is that the laboratory was booby-trapped, and so it starts to explode, and only a handful of them get out alive. And now they have to decide what the hell they're going to do with some of the survivors, one of them being the farm boy in the Sororitas body. He is not a Sororitas, he's not trained, but she is still there somehow. Is like, how does this work? How are we going to do this? How is this not heretical? But at the same time, they also have to fight their own doctrine. Their doctrine is to protect the people of the Imperium, but is this heretical? Is this Xenoist? Should she be given a chance? How do we even negotiate this? And they need to find out what the Chaos worshippers want to do with this technology in the first place. And Tzeentch does have a plan with the technology. He does have a plan with it. He wants to sneak agents of his into the inner workings of the Imperium using this technology to try to do some subterfuge and get information, because that's what Tzeentch is all about, getting information and subterfuge. So that's all a whole thing. Hey, Raven, have you ever played Ghost of Tsushima? Yes, I have. Hey, Raven, what made you start doing Heroes in History? I don't remember. I just wanted to do it. Question, is Pirate race locked? Yes. She is Chinese. Or, well, Cantonese, but you get the point. The Raptors may find it heretical, but they would doubt. Well, that's the thing. Like, that's the big question I'm asking. It's like, I mean, many would find it heretical, but would they do anything about it? Oh, that poor boy's in for a world of confusion and uncertainty. Yeah, he has no idea what to do about this. It's like, I was just, gonna work the farm. I'm not ready for this shit. But he's kind of thrust into it because it's kind of like, well, at the time, they're in the middle of a war. They can't just expend lives. So it's like, you know what? Pick up a bolter. You'll figure out how it works. Okay. Raven, I gotta go. I will be back. Okay, man. What do I think about female custodies? I'm not a fan. I think I would have been more okay with it if they tried to give a lore explanation. Even if it was a bad lore explanation, I would have been more okay with it. But they just gaslit the community and was basically like, oh, no, it's always been this way. It's always been this way. Like, no, it hasn't. You changed it. Now explain why you changed it. Give us a lore explanation. Even if it's bad, I'll at least admit you tried to explain it. But right now, you're not explaining. Sword readers are usually pretty on lockdown when it comes to non-imperial sorcery. Yeah, but that's the question, isn't it? I don't know. Tumblr and X users are going to claim your character's a trans icon, I bet. Let them... Like... Sorry I had to get through that ad, but they're going to claim that my character's a trans icon. I'm sure they would, because you can't do anything like that anymore. I remember Ranma 1/2, one of my favorite anime growing up. It's an anime by Rumiko Takahashi, the same woman who did Inuyasha and stuff like that. And it's a story of this guy who's a martial artist who gets cursed. He falls into a spring, and now whenever he's splashed with cold water, he turns into a girl. Whenever he's splashed with warm water, he turns back. And the whole story is just a comedy of life kind of thing where he's trying to deal with this curse while also trying to negotiate his normal life, which is anything but normal. It's really funny. It's a very funny story. It has no trans messages at all. It was made back in the 80s, okay? This is a 70s and 80s manga, okay? Very old-fashioned, very corny, very goofy. Nothing trans about it. It's just funny. Slice of life comedy. They're using gender bender tropes as a joke and as comedic effect. It was great. I enjoyed the anime. I enjoyed the manga. Now people are trying to claim it's a trans thing before trans even was a thing. And I'm like, Rumiko even admitted she didn't know why this manga got so popular. And anytime people ask her about the trans part of it, she's like, I never even considered that. One person actually tried to ask her what would happen if Ranma got pregnant. And she's like, I don't think about that. Neither should you. like it's just one of those things. It's like you can't use those kind of things for fun anymore. You can't use stuff like that for fun anymore. It's always got to be some kind of hidden agenda or something, and that makes me mad. You could have very interesting stories. Raven, what are your thoughts on the crew? I'm kind of worried about For Honor. I'm worried about For Honor too, honestly. I feel like it kind of takes away from the Sisters of Battle. Yeah. Oh God, Raven, please, it's too tragic. I love Ranma 1/2. Oh, dude, such a good manga, man. That was so choice. That was like, I think that was her second most popular manga. God, I loved Ranma 1. It was so funny, but Ranma's whole existence is a tragedy. Hey Raven, do you think you can tell us what was realistic and unrealistic about Ghost of Tsushima? I mean, a lot of it was pretty realistic, except for a few aspects. I mean, I could try sometime. So this innocent kid is just thrust into the world, and the Inquisitor's like, we do purge or not purge. Basically what happened is, the kid was basically, he lived off of his farm, and he discovered this hole deeper into the bowels of the earth, and he knew about it. The Inquisitor comes knocking and says, hey, do you know anything about this? And the kid's like, well, I did find this hole. And he's like, you're going to show me down it. I don't know if that's a good idea. I'm an Inquisitor. You're going to do what I say. You got it. And so he had no choice but to kind of lead them into this hole. Ron 1/2 is very fun. Yes! Hey, Viper. What, did they make a Hawaiian hero? No. Hula dancing, come on. The Raptors of the Shadows would probably just take a cruise missile to the Xenos Tech site. Well, yeah, they would, but I'm talking about how would they deal with the aftermath of that, like realizing what the tech does, is what I'm saying. Unless they make a For Honor 2, I doubt it would happen unless For Honor devs say For Honor will be shutting down live services. Yeah. What book is this? Oh, we're talking about Ron 1/2. Or do you mean the book I'm writing? It's called War of Fate. Do I think we'll get a For Honor year 9? I hope so, but we're kind of early into year 8 to be even wondering about that. For Honor RPG would be cool, but knowing Ubi, they're not good at making RPGs. Yeah, it's true. Do you know what Ubisoft did to the crew players? No. Hey Raven, did you ever watch Record of Ragnarok? Yeah, I've seen it. Can an angry Marine out-yell a noise Marine? Probably. New update, Apollyon is a trans icon. I don't even know how they'd argue that, but I'm sure they'd try. When does the reveal start? We got 17 minutes. Thoughts on a Tumarid hero? I don't even know what that is. I joined to hear Raymond say no choice but to lead them into this hole. What hole is he talking about? I was talking about the story I'm writing. Did you see that Star Wars Outlaws game Ubi showed? I saw it. I was not impressed. I was really not impressed. The dialogue was choppy. The voice acting was weak. The graphics were okay, but the main character didn't look all that appealing. Yeah, it looks like they were trying to do a female Han Solo kind of thing, and it didn't work. Hey, Raymond, I really like your Shogun story. It got intense at the end. Oh, we're not done yet. Still got a little more to go. Have I seen Space King? Yes, it's very funny. What do I think about a For Honor TTRPG? Nah. Are you going to do a Space Marine 2 stream when it comes out? I'm going to try to. Hey, Raymond, I'm a fan of Powerwolf. Yeah, I like Powerwolf. What is my favorite Legion in Warhammer? The Dark Angels. I love the Dark Angels, man. They'd say that she's a woman that is traditionally masculine traits, hence why she's actually a boy. Screw him. What OST from your favorite game is the best in your opinion? Oh, that's tough. I don't even know. Genshin Impact, unironically, has some really good OST. Hey, Raven, what faction in Warhammer 40k do you think Games Workshop did the dirtiest? Probably the Eldar, honestly. They've kind of shat on the Eldar. Like, really. The Eldar get so little love. But yeah. By the way, about the crew thing, Ubi locked out everyone who owned it forever and shut down all the servers. Oh. Yeah, that sucks. I don't think people know what a tomboy is anymore. Nope. They think that a tomboy is just a lesbian who hasn't reached the next step. I've always been a big fan of the Salamanders. Yeah, everyone loves the Salamanders because they're the stereotypical goodies. But I want more than just the Salamanders as the goodies. That's why I made the Adeptus Sororitas Order of the Sacred Spear to be like the Salamanders if they were a Sisters of Battle. Like, I want more than just the Salamanders. People love the Salamanders because they're the ones who love humanity and they want to help humanity. They're the big teddy bears of the Astartes who burn everything around them. Like, I want more than that, you know? Let's get some light in the darkness. What are your thoughts on Helldivers? I love Helldivers. It's great. Dark Souls OST is really good? Yeah, it is. Ah, yes, a trans icon that commits genocide on an oppressor. Perfect face for the trans community. That's why I always laugh whenever I play Dead by Daylight and I see a killer running transgender charms on their hook. I'm like, hey, you know what? If you want to support your identity, you go right ahead. But I do think it's funny that you're like, yes, I am a supporter and a patron of the trans community as I kill people. I know it's just a game, but at the same time, it's kind of like, is that really how you wanna be remembered? The Space Sharks, yeah, they're cool, man. The Lamenters are arguably better. Yeah, but the Lamenters can never have a good day. The Iron Words are my favorite aesthetically. They are pretty cool. They are pretty cool. Hey, Raven, what weapons do you own? Because in some of your executions graded, you said that you own some of their weapons. Yeah, I own a few katana. I own a longsword. I own a bow staff. I own a spear. I own... Well, it's technically a club. It's not a kanabo, but it's technically a club. I own, let's see, a nodachi. I own nunchucks. I own sai knives. I own a machete. Let's see. I own a Xion sword. I own a dao. I used to have a rapier, but that got broken. I own a cavalry saber. Yeah, I own a lot of weapons. Anyway, your house is a small museum, huh? Well, with weapons, yeah. My brother actually has a gladius. So, what's my favorite Chaos or Traitor Legion? Probably either the Iron Warriors or probably the Iron Warriors or the Night Lords. Raven is ready for home invaders. Yeah, bring them on. So what are your views on transgender people since the topic keeps popping up? I have nothing against transgender people. If they want to live that life, that is their call to make, and I will definitely not judge them for it. It's not my place to judge. I don't support it, and I don't want people to make me support it, but if they want to live their lives, live and let live. That's what I say. I'm like, just, you know what? You do you, I'll do me, but we're not doing each other. And that's the thing. That's what it comes down to. You just do your own thing, and I'll leave it alone. Just don't force your identity and your ideology down my throat and ask me to accept it, because I'm not going to. See, I follow a biblical viewpoint on relationships and gender and stuff like that. My biblical viewpoint is that it's sinful lifestyle. Now, I'm not going to judge anyone for their lifestyle choices. I'm not going to sit here and go, you're going to hell, and I wipe my hands of you. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to say, hey, if that's the life you want to live, more power to you. If you want to ask me about how I live and you want my opinions on that, I'd be happy to share them, but I'm not going to sit here and judge you. That said, if you come at me and demand that I support you, I'm going to say no. You know, that's the way I look at that. Do I like characters like Talus and Savater? I like Talus. I don't know who Savater is. Guns are generally better against home invaders. They are, which is why I have a pistol. Since you did write the stories of both Ruth and Ultor, I think that's a spelling, do everything that would settle down together if peace comes to. Maybe you'd have to talk to Havoc about that. Havoc is the one who handles Ultor. Sounds pretty fair to me. I mean, that's just the way I look at it. That's just the way I look at it. To me, I just say this. I think we should learn to live and let live with each other. We're not all going to agree with. We're not all going to agree on everything, and you can't force people to agree on everything. That's the rule. I'm not going to force my faith and beliefs onto another person and say you have to live this way. In the same way, you can't do the same thing to me. I think that's what's so ridiculous. People come at Christians all the time like me and say, you're trying to force your religion down my throat. No, I'm not. But you're coming at me forcing your ideology down my throat and demanding I accept it. Who's the one who's forcing something on the other here? See, that's the thing. I'm not going to come after you for your beliefs or your stance or your ideologies. I'm not going to come after you for that. Allow me to politely disagree with them and live my own life. In the same way, you live the way you feel you want to and leave me be. That's all I have to say about that. I just as you, and people say, well, then why do you make jokes about them? For the same reason people make jokes about Christians. Because if you do something stupid, I'm going to poke fun at it. Look, I can make jokes about Christians. I make jokes about Christians all the time. Here's one of my favorites. So a guy goes up to heaven, right? He goes up to heaven. He walks in and St. Peter's at the gate. He goes, hey, man, glad you could make it to heaven. Come on in. I'll show you around. So he walks into the hallway and he goes, that doorway leads to the giant pool. That one leads to the chapel. That one leads to the, and he's moving around. But then there's this one door that says keep out. And the guy walks to it, and Peter goes, no, don't go in there. Don't go in there. Don't make any noise walking by there. He said, why, what's in there? He goes, That's the Catholic door. All the Catholics go through there. They think they're the only ones here. That's funny. I think that's funny. And I've seen Catholics laugh at it too. It's a funny joke. I can poke fun at us. I can poke fun at us all the time. I think there's I was talking to Hannah about this the other day. I think there's a difference between making a joke and insulting. There's a difference. There's a difference between an insult and a joke. A joke is meant in light humor, meant to poke fun at something. No harm meant. Insults are meant to harm. I will not insult someone who has a different ideology from me. I will not insult them. I will pick fun. I will tease. I'm not going to insult. It's kind of like when I was talking about The Unknown and the transgender voice actor saying that, this was a caricature. I'm like, I never thought it was a caricature, but now that you've said it and you're transgender, so you would know better than I would, well, now all I can do is look at it and go, the killer's transgender. And if you argue, no, it's not, but you're the one who said it, how is that an insult at that point? I am just giving you what you have said. So that's where I stand on that issue. I'm not out to hurt anyone. And I think people assume that I am. I'm not. I live and let live. Just allow me to have my fun. As a gag man that grew in Catholic family, I stopped giving him fun ages ago. Yeah, there comes a moment where you just kind of have to, you have to decide yourself, I can bring a person the gospel. I can share my faith. I can share my ideology. I can explain why I disagree with your ideology. I can do all these things. But at the end of the day, I can't force anyone to do anything. And if someone says, hey, I'm not interested, okay. That's the moment where I say, all right, so be it. Have fun. For the people saying don't force it on kids, the LGBT don't force, we educate, just like religion should. Hey, as long as it's sticking to just education, as long as it's just sticking to education, I don't care. If you force it, that's when I have a problem. It's like Raven talking about JC eating donuts. I tease JC because I love JC, okay? JC's awesome. He's one of the reasons this game is still going strong for so long. So is Ruth a transnational icon since she's a Viking turned knight? It's pretty good. Religion should be out of government, to be honest. I agree. There should be a separation of church and state. I like anyone can call you an a-hole since F off all that is something else when you says your brain is so minuscule that thoughts are a foreign concept. Yep. What time does the origin begin? It starts in 6 minutes. We got 6 minutes. Sivadar is the Night Lord who beat Sigismund. Ah, I didn't know that. I still believe in God. I just have no attraction to girls. Hey, that's fair. There are some people who just do not have that attraction. It's fair. If people hate JC, then heresy. Agreed. Hey, Raven, what legion do you think Ruth would get along with the most? You mean like Warhammer Legion? Ultramarines, maybe? Maybe the Night Lords? No, not Light Lords, sorry. Not the Dark Angels, sorry. Hey, Raven, do you like your applesauce warm or cold? I like it apple. I like this Christian meme. It goes, God, I made Eve for you and these animals so you wouldn't be alone. Adam, and who is it and who is that in the lake? God, I don't know. She was there when I got here. What you mean? What? I don't get that. What? Like, is that like a lady in the lake meme? I don't get that meme. I don't get that one. Boy. Okay, well, what we're going to do is we got less than 5 minutes. So when the stream starts, I will pull it to full screen. But I'm going to make sure that the audio is working properly, because every time I do a stream, we always have an issue where either you can't hear me or you can't hear them, and I want to make sure we get a good balance. So before I go to full screen, I'm going to make sure it is functioning properly. Can I recruit Ruth into the Order of the Dragon? What's the Order of the Dragon? Hey, Raven, ever heard of Star Wars Eclipse? No, I've never heard of that. You ever had apple jelly? Not apple butter, apple jelly. It's cold. It's gold colored. Never had it. Oh, order of the oh, Vlad, you mean like your order? Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. Which out of the Dark Angel Allegiance jokes are you on, Loyalist or Traitor? I like the Loyalist because I like how the Lion has come back and is trying to is trying to reunite his Legion. So I think that's cool. You think it's a PK skin? Ah, it could be. It could be. Oh boy. My favorite Christian meme is a kid asking Jesus why he's the only one in heaven, and Jesus responds that everyone else's theology was slightly off. Nah. See, that the only reason that meme doesn't work is because the Bible talks about people's theology being slightly off. Like in the book of Romans, Paul actually says that there are slight disagreements in the church, like on certain things, and he says these disagreements don't matter. At the end of the day, what matters is your relationship to Jesus. Have you accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior? That's what matters. If you have, then great. The rest we can work out. But if you don't have that, then that's the issue. Raven, what do you dream for a For Honor crossover be? I don't know. Maybe Skyrim. A lot of people think PK skin, but I'd be laughing if it isn't. Yeah, I don't know. Haven't they all but confirmed that it's a PK skin? I just don't want it to be Ezio, I don't want it to just be Ezio's skin. That'd be weird. That's a joke. Sorry, I missed that entirely. One Christian meme I like is a buff Jesus beating up Judas while Jesus being stalked by the cops. Stalked? Why would he be stalked by the cops? Hey, Raven, I sent you the meme I was talking about in Discord on Ask Raven. I'll take a look later. I'm not going to look right now. For Honor and Dark Souls crossover event? It'd be scary. Hey, Raven, I know I said I'd likely miss this, but I can't sleep, so I'm waiting to see how this update turns out. Okay. We'll see if you fall asleep. We got less than 2 minutes, guys. How would a Warhammer Fantasy For Honor crossover sound? I'm doing a Warhammer 40k For Honor crossover story, which is going pretty cool. Okay, so far so good. Cool. All right. Is this stream going to reveal the hero skin? Yes, it is. Well, who's my favorite Sith Lord? Darth Vader. If you could be born in another state, which state would you choose and why? I like South Carolina. I'll stay here. What about a For Honor and Cthulhu Mythos crossover? Nah, I don't see that happening. Who would win a fight, a lion or a bear? Bear's got the pound advantage. Probably go with the bear. All right, we're getting close to time, guys. 15 seconds, let's go. 15 seconds, let's go. Wait, no, it's not even going to really be 15 seconds. It's going to be this. We're getting to the 10-minute mark, aren't we? Yeah. We're getting to the 10-minute mark. Let's go. Oh, and don't mind the noise outside. They're doing like lawn work. Like I hear their mowers going off. Live in 9 minutes. You liars! You lied to me. Hey, Raven, who wins? Apollyon or Dragon Slayer or Ornstein? Apollyon, just because I want Apollyon to win. Come on, man. You said it would be live. You gave us the countdown and everything, and now you're saying live in 9 minutes. You liars! Give us like something in the background at least. Lawnmower ASMR, yeah. Well, since we still got a few minutes, let me go grab something to drink. I'll be right back, guys. Give me just a second. I need to grab something to drink if we're going to be waiting. One moment. All right. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm back. Did anyone miss me? Okay. Actually, you know what? Before I get comfortable, I'm going to use the bathroom real quick, too. Sorry. I know. I'll be right back. All right, now I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay, now we're here. Okay. Anyone think Baldwin the Fourth will be an excellent hero skin? Well, I mean, we already kind of got that, didn't we? You know, with the Black Prior thing, that Black Prior hero skin that we got. Shugo's order. I'll have 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, number 7 extra dip. Hey Raven, did you wish that would have played as a female samurai and Ghost? I mean, it would have been neat, but it doesn't bother me. Like, I like Ghost of Tsushima as it was. We got a female Baldwin. Oh yes, a female Baldwin. It still says live in 9 minutes. It's been more than a minute since I had to take a break. What's going on here? Let's refresh the page, see if anything changes. Whoa! God! That happened! Good thing I refreshed. What the heck? Okay. Okay, well, that happened. Glad I refreshed. That was a little weird. All right, so we've got 6 minutes, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and do a test. Can you hear me and the music okay? Well, the music scared me. It was scary. It was so loud. I haven't even checked. Is Havoc currently streaming right now? Let me check. Is he streaming? Okay, Slanderous is. I don't see Havoc's. Maybe Havoc isn't streaming this one. I can't hear the... Well, yeah, the music is pretty quiet, so that's part of it. Because this is like really soft music. Alright, let me go ahead and switch to full screen. And we'll lower my audio just a little bit. And we'll see how that works. Havoc is streaming. Check in on old Havoc real quick. Let's check in on my boy. There he is. Friggin' ads. Friggin' ads. Oh, dang. I popped in at the wrong moment. All right, well, we came in at a bad moment.
Remember when Angela started giving me a load of shit and shit?
All right, anyway, I'm going to head back over. That was cool. That was cool. that was a very funny moment to drop in on. That was a very funny to drop in. Like, the minute I pop in... okay, the sound is still too low. Oh, okay, 1 second. Hold on. I might be able to fix this. 1 second. Oof. Let me do this. Hold on. Okay. That should fix that. Hey, Raymond, do you think you can maybe own a pet lizard in your home by any chance? No, but I have a pet alligator. But yeah, I dropped in on Havoc's stream, and the first thing that was asked is, will you do a collab with Slanderous Ultimate Whiner? And Havoc was just like, no. And I was like, wow, this got touchy fast. I'm gonna pull out. All right, all right. All right, later, Carrot Ad. Have a good one. Are we getting a Sekiro crossover? No, no. All right. My friends and I just started a History Metal band where we all dress in actual metal plate armor like characters in For Honor. Cool. How's Abigail? She is all grown up now. She's living in the big pond outside of the neighborhood. She is all grown up. She's a big baby gator. I miss when she was. I miss when she was a baby. I miss when she was a baby. She was cute. She'd see me coming and chirp. My cat says hello. Well, tell your cat I said hi. All right, later, James. Pet alligator in South Carolina. Yeah. I mean, it's not official, but I take care of her. Abigail was this baby gator that I rescued. And now she is my baby gator. You're behind on stream refresh on 55 seconds left? Really? It says 30 on mine. Raven is California man confirmed? Oh, hell no. I'm an SC boy to the core. All right, we're almost there. 12 seconds. 12 seconds. How big is Abigail now? She's about a good 4.5 to 5 feet long. She's a big girl. All right, people, here we go. The time has come. Nice. Okay. The time has come. Basically full size. Yeah, she's an adult. She's an adult gator. And you guys can still hear everything okay. Let me know at any point if you can't hear me, because we're going to let them talk. And if there's an audio issue, tell me. Once I know that audio is good, I'll do full size. Hey! Get that stinking thing off of your wrist, bro.
TU2. But first, Nolan, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Brian.
Good to see Brian and Nolan back at it again.
Fantabulous? Again?
Yeah.
Like, that's such a good I'm loving the word. New vernacular for today. That's always good.
Oh, yeah. I fell asleep to a
All
history
right.
podcast, woke up to a history podcast.
Can y'all hear everything okay? Y'all hear me? Y'all hear them? Everything's good?
This is good.
Yeah. So, to just jump off.
Just wanna make
jump
sure.
Right into it. Let's do a quick recap of
Recap.
what you can expect in the upcoming title update. So, there's everything that happened in TU1. Despite how you may play for Honor,
Cool,
I at
cool,
least hope
cool.
you can read
Their
it.
audio's kind of low. Okay, all right.
If you can't
All right.
read in game. And then here's everything coming in title update 2. We got a new
All right.
skin.
I've lowered
We've got
myself a little bit.
cathedral converted map. Woo!
Finally.
Yeah. We've got new armor variations. We got a throwback event, a trio of hero fests, and hyper duel throwback event.
All right.
I'm excited.
Let's
I
try
like
this
it.
level, see what we get.
Those are great.
Yeah. Every time we do this, people are like, just replace regular duels with this. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. And we'll
Can you hear them any better now? We still good?
all your feedback on all the things.
Yeah.
Once they're out. But Nolan, I believe there's more coming.
Okay, I've got one saying that's
If you
better.
Look up. There's something dropping today. They're the Twitch drops. That's
Yeah,
right.
can y'all-
folks. Now,
it's
you've
any
heard
better
me
now?
Say this before, but I'm gonna
You like
say
this
it
better,
again.
like this
If you
worse?
have
What we
not
got?
linked your UB Connect account to your Twitch account, what are you doing? Please do that.
Okay,
so we can
good,
give you awesome
good.
props, because for every 30 minutes you're with us today, you're
Like,
getting
no one cares about this part. I'm just
And
guessing
the
this. Okay,
show
good. Yeah.
grand
Okay,
prize
anyone
of either
else?
100K steel or
Need
brand new shiny
need some
is just
need y'all to help me.
It's gonna be great.
It's choice. It is quite choice.
It's better. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we
Good.
got a lot to cover.
Much better.
Sorry.
No, that was
Was there more?
there was. I mean,
All right, then I'm gonna go ahead and go
There's
full
always
screen.
It's us. Anyway, we got a lot to cover in this den. So coming right up, we've got all the Year 8 Season 1 TU2 details, les détails, that we want
Les
to know
détails.
about. But before that, we've got a little old sneak peek that is very much linked to Assassin's Creed.
Okay.
We're going to show you right now. Enjoy!
Let's go. I want to see this. Cool. Nice. Oh, cool. Okay, so it isn't an Ezio. That's okay. 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 All right. Man, that is. Man, I don't like that. Okay. Man, that. All right. Okay. I didn't want this, but okay, it is what it is. Man, that's okay. Well, doing the I didn't want this, guys. I didn't want this. I didn't want this. I mean, I don't hate it, but this isn't what I wanted. You didn't ask for this. You didn't choose this. But there it is. Yeah, I was hoping for a custom assassin too, not Ezio. Why couldn't you make a female Assassin's Creed character for Peacekeeper? That just no, I don't like it. That feels really weak that you just turn Peacekeeper into Ezio. No. A limited time? No, I'm pretty sure it's permanent. I'm pretty sure it's a permanent hero skin that you can get. I might reach 200 viewers. I hope so.
Welcome back, everybody.
All right,
All the
explain.
viewers out there. Today we are welcoming once again on the couch, Mr. Stefan. How are you?
Hi,
doing?
Stefan.
Wonderful. Season 1's been awesome so far, and title update 2 is going to be even better. So hyped.
Also, Alex is back. We're happy to have her again, and for the first time ever on the Den, Amelie.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. Over to the couches. They're hiring. I like it. But yeah, we've got a lot to cover today. So why don't we just kick it off with you, Stefan?
Well, thank you very much. Of course, you've seen. Today we're going to, or 1 week from now, I guess, we will welcome For Honor's very first cross-brand hero skin with Ezio, of course, from Assassin's Creed.
Yes.
So super hyped. This will be a Peacekeeper hero skin. You're hyped as well, I guess?
Yeah, it makes sense. The stabby everywhere.
Stabby. You got a stabby here. You got a stabby here.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I'm not happy.
So amazing. This is, of course, our iconic character from Assassin's Creed franchise, our friends upstairs. So it's wonderful to have Ezio able to come into For Honor. This should be great for players. They can try it out on their Peacekeeper.
And it's looking crispy.
Yes.
I believe you had a hand in that, yeah?
My team did, yeah. Yeah, the character team really went and they remade this armor. So a lot of the pieces they had to add on to it. Things like the bracer with the hidden blade. Make that a little bit more in the style of this game, and retextured everything. The face is original, the weapons are original, they're all based off of things that were in Assassin's Creed, and we're really very proud of how it turned out.
Yeah, I think this is the H'est and the D'est that Ezio has ever been. So it's really cool to see Mr. Auditore in
Okay,
in
but
and looking
I mean,
looking sharp, looking crispy. So Amelie, what makes this skin so special to
Yeah.
the world of For Honor?
So for me, I really wanted for the player to feel like they're experiencing Ezio like we always have in Assassin's Creed 2 and Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. So it was really to investigate in the how it was portrayed in this game. So I watch a lot of references of the old game, and we talk about with the mocap actor that worked on Assassin's Creed before. And we come to the conclusion that the best thing to change was the navigation. So like all new character, we went to mocap, we shoot some new animation for the walk, the jog, the idle, and the sprint, and then integrate it to the game. So the best challenge was to keep the animation of Peacekeeper and Ezio and merge them together, because we keep in the combat system like we see here. So it's staying the same. So everything's gonna be the same for him.
So they did give him a male voice actor.
So the drop attack's gonna be unique to him, and it's gonna stay for him forever. Like we can see here, it's very cool with the blade. So it's very fun. And a unique thing too is the Assassin's Creed 2 animation style was like a bit old. So it was a very hard challenge to like integrate it to a For Honor universe with our motion matching system. So I think we did a pretty good job with it. The next thing that we changed was some unique execution, emote, and signature. We adjust a lot of hand position, contact, and we add a little Ezio feeling to them as well. Thanks to Michelle for the help as well. And for us, it was our first gender swap hero skin. So I think we did a pretty good job with that, and I'm really happy for you to try it.
Looks phenomenal, and just like.
I mean,
So
it does,
Assassin's
but
Creed 2 was the
why
first game
though?
that I like launched with Ubisoft way back when.
That's really neat,
it's
but
nice.
I'll talk about it later. I'll explain my issues later.
Years ago, and just the tech and how much has changed in the industry between now and then.
I mean, to me, this is both a good thing and a bad thing, but I'll talk about it later.
In trying to bring that to a much more modern game, like
Yeah.
For Honor. But yeah, so for the very first time with a hero skin, we have added authentic VO for the Ezio skin, because we wanted to make Ezio feel like he belonged in the game and not have it be, just like, oh, those are canned lines that we've heard, from other games. And then, like all hero skins, you'll be able to change the color and material. However, there is a color that is the default color for the skin that is specific to Ezio. So this is also kind of like a first.
Oh, cool.
So, if you want the white and the red in those specific hues, that is only available to the Ezio skin. So even if you buy the skin on Peacekeeper, that color combo and in those specific hues will only be there on the Ezio hero skin. And so they look really great, and it's a nice way for us to make sure that the skin always has that unique thing that is only there for it. But yeah, be sure to check out the skin because it drops next week. It'll be available for $14.99 US or $31,250 steel. Now, you've probably guessed it by now, but the throwback event is it's for the Creed. It's coming back.
Cool.
You probably connected that dot. So yeah, along with the beloved game mode Assassini e Templari, that will bring back the world of For Honor and Assassin's Creed, put them together again, and for that we have a trailer.
Okay.
Have you ever dreamt of living the life of someone else? Of going back in time and experiencing intense historical events exactly the way they happened?
I like that Peacekeeper design.
Well, dream no more. Welcome to the Animus Entertainment Experience. Powered by our cloud-based Helix software, Animus can decode the intense memories embedded in the DNA of that legendary warrior you always wished you could have been. For a limited time only, Abstergo invites you to link to the genetic memories of great heroes and to make their past your present. With the Animus, history is your playground.
I love For the Creed. It's always good to see it
Cool.
come back. But I know there are some people at home who maybe weren't here the last time it was around. They're new, or we're all getting older every day. Maybe you forgot. So Steven, can you you like that? Can you remind us of the rules of the game mode?
I feel targeted, but yeah, yeah, of course.
What do you say?
Super cool game mode to play here, game mode event. What it is it takes place on 3 Dominion maps, one per match that you play. Citadel Gate, River Fort, and Beachhead.
I love River Fort.
So maps. The way it works is it's a little twist. You don't capture the 3 points, you only capture the middle point. And when you've pushed the lane, your minions have captured it, then it will spawn a commander at either the A point or the C point. So this will be Ezio or Cesare.
So lane's super important.
Lane's super important.
All right, I got this because I'm a lane guy.
First step, all for the lane, capture the lane. That's the only way to spawn your commander. And once you do, you go and you kill that commander. That gives you the big point rush, and then you go back to B and recapture this.
I know you took a little bit away from me with Warmonger, but I still own the lane, and I'm going to be there.
Perfect, and this is really good strategy, actually, because the opponents have to capture the lane to get their commander and get their points, so it could be good to deny them capturing B at all, and if you fail to do so, it could be good to prevent them from killing their commander. So that's a game move.
I'm on it.
Get out there and kill somebody.
And I think we have some more stuff coming in.
Of course. Yeah. While this game mode event is live, we'll have a couple of cool, awesome things across the realization of the in the game. Of course, the new landing page.
Yes, for the landing
Oh, okay, that's kind of cool though.
integrating the character in the
That's kind of cool though. Okay, I won't follow you for that. That's kind of neat.
did a super great job with it, and I feel like we're switching games. Like we're opening an Assassin's Creed game for the first time. I'm really happy.
That's cool. Okay, all right.
If you
That was
showed me
neat.
and you were like, hey, yeah, this is an Assassin's Creed game you've never played. I would believe you.
Yes.
Because just looks really sharp. I mean, you and the team did a great job on it.
Props to everyone who's worked for sure on this. Looks amazing. Quickly going through the rest, we've got minions as realization in this game mode event.
Hey, I like that knight look. Can we keep that, please? That Templar knight look. That looks actually good.
And you'll see samurai and Viking as well. And then, of course, we've got the AC drop attack available to check out for every single character in the game mode event for these 3 weeks.
Wait, every character.
Every character.
I can do Ezio drop attack.
Oh, I need to turn them up? Okay.
You can do Shigoki, you can do whoever you want for 3 weeks. And then after that, the only one that stays is the Ezio hero skin.
I get it. First drop attack is free.
You see right through it, yes.
But we got more than that. There's always more. We got event pass rewards. Say that 10 times fast, except don't. So let's look at the ones that are coming out the first 3 weeks. So week 1 through 3, starting on April 25th. We've got some fresh stuff. Starting.
Oh, that
off
looks
with the
cool.
battle
Actually,
outfit,
that's
Battle
actually a
of
neat design.
Heroes. That's a lot of saying battle, like battle. Then we've got an ornament, Hero of Heathmore and Alex. This looks like super intentional.
It does.
It does look
well,
nice.
the shape is already a little bit like the Art of Battle symbol. And then we kind of drew on the theme of nostalgia that we had at the very beginning of the season. So we've got some colors that represent the different factions. We've got the yellow, the green, and the red for the knights, the Vikings, and the samurai. And then also this mood effect, the Vitruvian hero. So in Assassin's Creed, the Vitruvian man is kind of a bit of a big thing, you know, with
Is it?
Leonardo da Vinci. Yeah, but we have our own representation here with our knight, our Viking, and our samurai.
Is the
all coming
Vitruvian
together.
hero like a thing in Assassin's Creed? I've never noticed that.
That's a great little email. But no, the Vitruvian man looks great. I love that it's a merging of the 3 OGs.
Well,
that's very nice
all
to
I
see.
can do is
But
lower
in addition to
myself. I
that, we
can't
also got
raise them any higher.
some elite outfits. Did I skip
I mean,
those?
let me see.
No.
Like, can I?
Yeah,
No,
I'm
I've
getting
done
ahead
all
of
I can
myself.
on my end.
We've got emblem outlines, and also in week 1, you'll be able to get all the weapons from the very first AC event that we did. So this will be for the first 22 heroes in the game. So the 12 base heroes, the 6 year 1 heroes, and the Wulin. And those will be lootable just by playing the game. So
Cool.
if you're like, oh, I wanted that variant of the thing that was from
Da
the
Vinci
first
from the
time.
Ezio trilogy.
you can get it
Yeah,
again.
but it wasn't ever
So
a big
now,
deal.
let's take a look at the stuff coming in week 2 through 3. So this will be starting May 2nd. You'll be able to loot the rest of the customization items from both of the previous AC events. And that'll include a pair of battle outfits, Valhalla Quest, as well as the Animus Project, which we'll see here in just a sec. I always love Law Boy. He's always good. The bringer of the law. And everyone's favorite berserker there. As well as we have a couple of elite outfits. The first one that we're going to take a look at here is the Ruler of the Masses on everyone's favorite stick boy. And then followed up by the Champion of the People. So Ruler of the Masses, Champion of the People. I sense a theme going on there. And there's PK looking lovely. We've also got the ornament Sinan's Wings, which is looking great on Nobu here, but I've got a couple heroes that I'm going to slap that on the shoulders with. And then everyone's favorite spammable, Welcome to Valhalla, mood effects. This one looks great, and I think you had something to do with that, didn't you?
Oh, we were
Yay.
working on it when I first joined the team.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
like your first thing.
Yeah.
And then we've got a pair of synchronization mood effects. First up is the Assassin synchronization. Love the sound effect on that one. It's super good. And then the Templar synchronization as well, for those of you who just want to roll deep on your night.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
We've also got some engravings and some emblem symbols that will be lootable for the time. But, Alex, would you be so kind as to show us the new armor variations?
Yes,
I would love to.
that's what I'm here for.
Because you could always
All right,
say
let's go.
no.
Warden looking
Just
fresh.
leave.
I like that.
Never tried that before.
So
Oh,
I
Centurion
appreciate
looks
that.
great. I like Centurion.
Yes.
Look at that shit.
So
Look at
first,
that
quick
shit.
announcement. This is
What
the
the-
last time that the armor variations are going to be coming in the second half of the season.
What?
For the rest of the year, you're going to be getting the armor variations at the beginning of the season.
Oh,
The
cool.
number of armor variations not changing at all.
but just the time that it releases will be. So for this one, we have the Knights and the Vikings, and you're going to get the Samurai, the Wulin, and the Outlanders in just a few weeks. So what you might notice from these armor variations is that they are highly customizable. They don't have a lot of emblems on them already. They don't have a lot of engravings on them already. You can put whatever you want on top of them. All of that silver metal is alternate material. The gray cloth on the Knights, that's your color. On the Vikings, all that light brown, also alternate material. And your hair is going to take color.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I,
so
I love material-heavy armors. They're always really nice.
Yeah, we went for a bit of like a medium armor feel.
Yeah,
for
that's
the
cool.
Knights, for the
I'm
Vikings,
happy with
and
that.
some elaborate tattoos to go with the simplistic armor.
Nice. So the fashion community should have fun with that. Some nice blank canvases for you to express yourself on.
Cool.
And that was it. We didn't skip anything, right? Okay, cool. So
I mean, I want to see the rest.
I just want to thank all of you for joining me on the Den today. Also, huge thanks to the Assassin's Creed team for the sweet collab that they did with us. So be sure to check out all of this. The hero skin dropping next week. Sorry, and not for a limited time compared to the event. I'm not sure. Anyway, coming right up, we're finally going to get a look at the Cathedral converted map.
Yay!
And so we'll be joined by Ed for that. So stick around, and also thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see you guys around.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. Anyway, don't go anywhere. We're going to look at the full armor variation video, and we'll be back with Ed.
All right, here we go. Warden. I like it. I like Warden's look. That's a good look. That's a good look. Centurion looks good. I like Centurion's look. Gladiator. I'm not a huge fan of that hat, but it's okay. I like it fine. It's okay. Black Prior. Looks okay. I'm not a fan of that helmet, but it's okay. Griffin. Again, not a big fan of the helmet, but it's okay. Oh, look at Lawbringer's helmet. That's such a good helmet. I want it. I want it now. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. Conk. Looks okay. I like the chainmail. It's good. Whoa! PK, what? Girl looking fresh. I want it. Give me that. I want that PK look. And a steel Apollyon? A steel Apollyon? Boy, howdy. They taking care of my ladies up in here. Nice. I love it. That is fresh. I want that shit. That is gorgeous. All right, Raider, what we got? Not bad. They finally got him to put on a shirt. Thank you. Berserker. Okay. All right. I like it fine. I wish he'd put on some shoes. Highlander. Moving on. Okay, Yorm looking clean. Yorm, you got a bath, bro. You looking okay. Varangian, nice. Varangian looking pretty clean too. I like the steel. It's good. Warlord, look at that beard. Warlord, you cleaned up a little bit. I like it. Oh, look at Shaman. She looks nice. She looks very pretty today. She looks very nice. Valkyrie. You still won't show me your face, Valkyrie. Why will you not show your pretty, pretty face? Guys, I beg you, let us see Valkyrie's face. Face reveal for Valk. I want to see it. God, the Knights are just killing it back there. Vikings, you look good, don't get me wrong, but the Knights, oh my gosh, just look at that. It is so clean. It is so clean. I love it. That's so good. That's so good. They all got gray hair. No, it's silver because you can change the material color. All of their hair is silver because you can change the material color and change the hair color. That's what they said. They said that it's super customizable. Yeah, that's it. Because remember, they said that they're only doing half of the heroes each season. This season they're doing the Knights and Vikings. Next season they'll do the Samurai, Wulin, and Outlanders. So they're just doing it alternating. The Viking armor looked fine. I thought it looked good. What are you talking about? It looked good. So no mail for BP. Man, yup. I forgot how whiny people could be
Welcome
on this
back,
game.
Warriors.
Come on,
Thank
I
you so
liked
much for
it.
sticking around with us. We have some awesome new content to show today about
No
this
Samurai or
upcoming
Wulin. That's
converted
next
map,
season,
and so
bro.
joining me on the card
God,
is
it's
Ed.
next
Welcome,
season.
Ed.
Hi.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Good.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you on here. How are you
Yeah.
doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm super happy to finally be able to show and tell.
My opinion on Ezio
More
coming to
about
For Honor, I'm
We'll
not
show
a
and
fan.
tell. There's a lot to go over on this too.
I mean, I'm
But I
okay
wanted
with
to
it, and
just
I'll
take
get
1
it to
second,
talk about it,
audience
but I'm
out
not a
there, just
fan.
know, like we were watching the chat, and we saw there was a few questions about the new Ezio Peacekeeper Heroes.
No,
game
that shit
thing
was
there.
ass.
This
I
is
thought
not
it looked
limited
good.
time.
Agree to
I
disagree,
just
bro.
wanted to specify that. Yes, we have a limited time game mode event, but Ezio, he's going to be around to stay, so don't worry about that. We just wanted to make sure everybody at home knew that he's going to stick around forever, so it's going to be awesome. So it's good. But to talk about these maps now, this is a huge.
Now
deal.
people
I'm
can't
so
hear me.
excited
Okay,
for
let me
this.
fix this.
It's been a
People
minute.
saying they can't hear the
It's been a
thing.
while.
Now they say they can't hear me. My
And, you know,
my goodness.
We've teased it. We've kind of mentioned it, but now it's actually time to kind of like dive in. What's it going to look like? What's it going to play like? So, Ed, what can you tell us about the new map?
Yeah, let's get right into it because we have a lot to cover here.
Right.
So let's start off with the here's the overview of the map here with the 3 capture zones, A, B, and C. As you guys know, very important to play Dominion.
Yeah.
So like to kind of take you guys through a bit of the design process here was like say on day 1, you know, I put in the spawners in the map and I had to calculate my runtime parity across the 3 different zones there.
Now I'm sure. Now I know what that means. Obviously, I think. But for just those at home, what exactly is runtime parity? Like?
So it's a technical term. You don't need to worry about
thank
it.
God.
But yeah. So it's a fancy way of saying the time it takes to get between spawn and each of the capture zones at match start.
Okay.
So you know we're looking to have a balanced map here. You know we don't want to release something that's unbalanced right out of the gate. Of course.
Agreed.
So yeah, that's essentially what I'm talking about when I say runtime parity. So equal for both teams. Getting back to the overview here. So when I placed my spawners in the map, I saw that I had equal runtime parity to capture zones B and C. So that was nice. But A was quite severely off balanced. And so it wasn't a question of moving the spawner closer or further because then I would mess up my
This looks
balance
really
of the
good.
other
Like,
two capture
I actually,
so I
this
kinda
does
had
look
to
like the Romuel event, but I like it.
to-
It's nice.
To get balance on all 3. So starting here.
Oh,
from
they
the
updated
capture
it.
spawn,
What the hell?
Yes, there is a geyser, and let me tell you why. At first, you know, I removed all the geysers, and I'm like, all right, we don't really need them. But essentially, I ended up adding 2 of them back in, so that the defender team from match start has to navigate around the geyser to then get their footing inside capture zone A. So that kind of adds a few extra milliseconds. You know, so we're trying to be as precise as possible. The other thing we did here was we elongated the capture zone here, so it's much wider than it was.
Did they add Sisters of Battle, like, night
So
versions?
that
I love
also
this. I
gets
love those
attackers get
statues.
their foot
I
in.
wish you'd put angels back up, though.
And
Like,
from
give
the
us back those
side.
angels that you had.
We created a new path from spawn. So here you have that little mountain of rubble and stone that goes off, and also on the side you have this path that was always there in other game modes. But coming up here, this little portion here, normally there's a boulder that's blocking this area. So this is non-gameplay space. So I opened it up so that attackers could get faster navigation.
Cool. Okay, I like that. I like that.
And the other reason why I added the geysers back in was when you're standing in capture zone A, you had a little too much visibility on the defender spawn zone.
Gotcha.
So, you know, when the geysers are erupting, it kind of cuts that line of sight.
So let the defenders be a little sneaky on their spawn.
Nice. I like this. This is cool.
Yeah. So that's some of the things we need to consider when converting these maps, because, you know, they were designed a certain way, and sometimes you have open lines of sight in certain areas, so we need to be a little clever.
Yeah, I like this. They expanded it a little bit, changed up some of the cosmetics. I like it.
Moving on to capture zone B here. Capture zone, the minion lane will run through the cathedral. And so this is actually...
Oh, look at that. You can fight on the canopy. I like that.
Over the minion lane.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah, so you're going to have to choose your feats.
Oh, so you can't be arrow storming in there and
Right,
catapults in there for the minion lane.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that'll be it's a nice change of flavor.
I like that. This is cool. That's
also
nice. I
notice
like
in the
that.
back there was previously a huge statue and a statue base. kind of blocking the middle entrance of the cathedral. So I removed that so that players and minions can get in, access it a lot more comfortably.
Awesome.
And there's also a bridge now that that players can take to navigate between capture zones A and C. So you're not forced to run through the minion lane to get to the other zone.
I still love the just the image of that warden just running by. Thank you for looping that, Max. It was amazing. Now, does the bridge there? It's kind of over the minion lane. Is there chances for drop attacks, or what are we doing over there?
So I did remove all the drop attack opportunities there, since it's a narrower minion lane than other maps. So if it'd be like drop attacking fish in a barrel. So
fair. Okay. I mean, that's fine.
In that scenario too. So thank you for that. Yeah.
So yes, and so now moving on to capture zone C here. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So for those of you who might
It looks good. No, seriously, this map looks great. I love it.
This is pretty much kept as it was, though I did remove a fire trap that was previously there, because
that was spawned from a previously, like, it was a bit of a perch there at one point, right? For some Kevin individuals in the past.
Rip Kevin.
Oh man.
So yeah, that's pretty much it for the capture zones, the balancing, and all the thought process that went behind all that. Wow.
What if this chapel is Deborah's chapel? Remember Deborah, my legend character? What if this is her chapel that she used to hold? What if this was hers?
Yeah, quite a bit of work went there. Shout out to Amelie again in the back. Yeah, she did a great job.
Looks really good. I really like it.
Learning exercise for us, because we had kind of lost some of this knowledge. And Felix as well, our tech designer, they kind of had to retro engineer, how to make these happen once again.
Nice.
So now we have that skill set, we have that knowledge moving forward. So hey, I really hope players enjoy.
I can't see how they won't, because I mean
dude, it looks sick.
It's a ton of fun. It's just so nice.
This is so sick.
Something new like this in Dominion. So. It's great. So, amazing work. Looks incredible, and shout out to everybody else on the team who worked on this and contributed. So, thank you all so much.
So can we now say that is now canon, that the cathedral map is Deborah's cathedral? Can we now make that canon?
25th for everybody with the upcoming title update, and again. Permanent. It's here. It's here for good. No more limited time. It is here. It's going to be in the rotation now from now on in Dominion when you do matchmaking. Available in custom matches if you want to go in and check it out for yourself. So it's the first Dominion map in a long time, and it's exciting. So it looks
and I hope to be back again in the near future.
Well, I hope so too. I hope so too. Yeah, there we go. No, all right. So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Alrighty, so we are going to show you just kind of a bigger video showing off the Cathedral converted map one more time, and after that, stick around, because we're going to have JC himself on the couch to talk about patch notes, balancing, all those fun topics, so don't go anywhere.
JC! Alright, let's see it. I want to see this. This is gorgeous. Oh, look at the two women on the side holding the commandment tablet. That looks really nice. I like that. They did a good job with the minion lane. Looks really good. I'd like to know where the minion lane cuts off, like how one side controls the other. New path to point A. I like it. I like it. That means you have to play Deborah whenever that map comes up. She must defend her home. Absolutely. Absolutely. I wish they kept more of the angel statues, but I'm not against what I'm seeing. I'm not against those new statues. I like the bridge, too. That bridge is so cool. I like the way they set that up. This looks like a garden area where you might have a prayer meeting or like like something like that. I think that's really neat. Oh, that one woman's on fire. Oh, that sucks. It looks like part of the cathedral's on fire, too. That's terrible. That's terrible. Just look at it. No, this is sick, guys. This is really sick. I like this. Now, who is that lady there? I want to get a better look at that statue right there. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Look at that. It looks like they kept the mausoleum mostly the same. Very nice. Oh, dude, this is gorgeous. This is so gorgeous. I love it. Yeah, it's kind of interesting that as the cathedral became less a place of worship and more a fortress, it kind of got reclaimed by nature. I think that's interesting. That is really cool. That is really cool. I love it. Oh, all right. If that's the case, how would Deborah feel when she had to come back here? She'd want to rebuild it. She'd want to remake it into a house of God. She'd be very upset that it's been recommandeered as a fortress.
Welcome back,
JC,
Warriors.
my
Excited to have you
boy!
today, and joining me on the couch, our Lord and Savior, JC. Welcome back.
All hail
My
JC!
legion of adoring fans.
Oh man, they're out
And
there.
the people who hate me too. I don't know. I was looking at chat, and so it's fun.
They're all fans. Everybody.
yeah.
Hey,
everybody's a fan. Come on.
there are no haters of JC in this chat,
so
bro.
listen,
There are no haters of JC. I tease you because I love you, my friend.
about today, but
And
we
there's a
have
lot of you to love.
we wanted to spend,
I couldn't resist. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, JC. You're awesome, bro. You're awesome.
Next week on the 22nd, it's actually International Earth Day, and that's a cool day. It's a
It
time to
is?
celebrate the environment.
It's
and,
Earth Day?
so we're
Really?
Working on a little feature in the background that's going to launch with with the title update next week, and we call it Eco Mode. So
What?
Well, essentially, it's a special power-saving mode that we've implemented into the game that's just going to help save money on your energy bill. You know, it's a nice thing to have.
How,
this
though?
is going to be added into the options. It's opt-in, so it starts off completely off, and you can just choose which version you want to use. There's 3 different versions: minimal, smart, and full. So if you turn on minimal, you're going to essentially save energy. It's going to go into a lower energy state on menus. If you turn it on to smart, it's going to start in energy saving mode if you're idle for 2 more minutes, or for 2 minutes. And if you put it on full, well, you're always going to be in an energy saving mode because it's going to disable certain enhanced graphics modes and settings and things like that.
Oh.
Have it on? Well, we
Oh.
a new icon
That-
that's gonna
that-
just appear
oh.
on the menus, just to show
Okay.
that you have it on.
Nice. All right. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that. That's kind of neat.
Just a second in case you
That's kind of neat. Okay, I like that. No, they're not trying to shove like a message down our throat. They're just saying we're gonna save some power. We're gonna okay. That
Just don't worry about it either. Either way,
props.
it's there for you.
That's kind of cool actually. I'm okay with that. Better. Hey, at least they're not trying to say like save the planet. No, they're just encouraging us to save power. That's kind of neat. That's kind of neat. Okay, I'm behind that.
Big fake
Cool.
out, big fake out right there. No, but we do have some more balancing topics to talk about today. So, JC, what do you have for our lovely community?
There's a couple of things
Just
today. Like, who's going to be like one slide?
Just one or two.
Yeah.
spots,
No, so first thing I want to talk about, right, actually, is the past testing grounds that we just finished. Right, the stuff we did about ganking. We got a lot of feedback. We've identified a bunch of things that need to be worked on. Notably, one of the issues that we had is there's like moments where it's actually better to take a hit than blocking because blocking doesn't count as a hit reaction. So there's a lot of those like little tweaks that we need to do. We need to dive in deeper on our end to make sure we go where we need to go. I was a bit surprised at first because I saw some feedback that was like pretty negative, and then players played it a little bit more, turned around on it. At the end of the day, it's like it's pretty good, so it's good. But the thing is, this is not a one day and it's done type of thing.
Yeah.
We have to re-implement it on every single hero, figure out solutions to all the issues that we found during the testing grounds, and there's not like only 1 or 2, right? It's a big rework of how all the entire hit system works, and so because of this, don't expect for that feature to come in like tomorrow, right? It'll take some time. We want to make sure that we do it right, that we
Skip ads.
respect every little nook and cranny of how that works. So I don't have a time, I don't have a date, I don't have anything for you when it's going to come out. We're super happy that we did it. We're really happy that players went into it. There's a lot of positives to it, but it's gonna take some time for us to implement.
Yeah,
So
I
don't
figured.
expect it tomorrow. Don't expect it at the next season either.
No one's vacuuming. They're just doing lawn work outside. Ignore it.
Hopefully we'll be able to come in as soon as we're able to. But it's complex. It's a lot of work, so we want to make sure that we do it right.
Yeah, for sure. Makes sense.
Yeah, and then let's dive into the actual patch notes after that.
All right.
All right, let's do it.
And speaking of things that take a little bit longer, Highlander. So the
Hey, there he
Highlander
is.
rework is finally in.
Hey,
It's a
slanderous
little bit longer than
rejoice!
we
Your Highlander
expected. We
rework
ran
is
into
now
some
in.
issues, redoing it, but it's we're okay, Max. So we're good to go. But honestly, like we're really happy with where we ended up with this. So I'll go over the changes just to be clear. These are the changes from current live to new live next week.
Okay.
So it's like there's stuff that was in the testing grounds, like a bit of how we're working through it.
So if they've never played the testing grounds, this
Exactly. This was going to be happening to Highlander. So first up, we have offensive form entry changes. So by that we mean like how you enter offensive form and what ends up happening. So there's three kind of major changes. The first is that you can now enter offensive form after any feint by holding the heavy attack button. So what this means is you go neutral, you tap heavy to throw a heavy, you feint it, and then you hold heavy either before the feint or during the feint, and you will immediately transition to offensive stance. Right? This gives Highlander a lot more options to get into it. It really helps you that you actually throw an indicator, right? So you don't know if you're able to parry what's going to be able to happen there. It makes it trickier to interrupt, makes it trickier to, like, it actually makes even the Highlander's neutral heavies better because you're kind of a bit more worried about what's going to be happening. So that's the one big major change we have there. The second line refers to it's fast flow to offensive form during offensive form side dodges. That's a mouthful.
Be ready for Solid Soul to
it's
make a
now from
video with
60
female
or
Highlander.
less.
Yeah, that's kind of how Solid Soul does it, man.
This is the infamous way.
Solid Soul and I are kind of in competition to see how many females we can put
I
on our
don't wanna start on it,
thumbnails.
right?
Nah,
We've
nah.
removed
Solid
way
Soul's
back
art is pretty
from
good.
The hero, at least at the time that we had before, mainly because it was a bug, right? It was unintended from day one, but we left it in because it's one of those things of a bug that became a feature because it ended up being necessary under some situations. Enemies like spamming attacks really quick.
But knowing
and because
Slanders,
you
he's
didn't
still
have
gonna
a proper
whine. We'll
dodge
see.
attack
I don't
Out
know.
of the side dodge, you could kick, but
If anyone
the
watches
guy
his
being
live
really
stream, see
again,
how he
so
reacts.
It became really, really difficult to deal with opponents that were mashing a lot of attacks. So now that Highlander does have a dodge attack, spoiler alert, in offensive form, this is no longer strictly needed. I know some players are not going to be super psyched, super happy about it. It's obscure tech, requires like trickier inputs. But at the end of the day, it's something that we've been looking to fix for a while. We had bugs relating to this like a long time ago, like infinite kicks and all sort of stuff. So it's better that it's not there for the hero's health, for playing against them. And you're gonna get a dodge attack, which actually is even better.
But I drink water. I'm just drinking water.
Cool stuff for your dodge attack, but that's great. And then the last one here is you can now dodge earlier while you enter offensive form. So what this refers to is when you're entering from neutral, right, and even from feint, but more effectively from neutral, if you hold heavy and you go into your offensive stance, you can dodge way earlier than you could before. I don't have the exact number right now on paper, I'm sorry, but you can see it, it's in the patch notes. But the idea here is that if you were facing a Highlander and you saw him enter offensive stance, you could very reliably interrupt them and throw out a light, and there was nothing they could do about it. With this timing for the dodge, now you have to make a read as to if they're going to dodge or not, and what can end up happening, because it's much harder to interrupt them. You can like go into offensive stuff form, really dodge.
I don't mind this. I mean, all this is okay. Like, they're talking to a person who doesn't know much about Highlander.
It's a bit of a quality of life change here to help him get into that mode a little bit safer. Now we have offensive form changes themselves.
Kick can now be. Oh God.
Is kick can now be feinted.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's great. So kick and caber toss have been changed a little bit here, but the idea is that when you're facing a Highlander, if you see them kick, you can just roll away. On live right now, just roll away. There's literally nothing Highlander can do. The best you could hope for is kind of like with Mr. Roll Input. So what we've done here is you can feint the kick, and now you can also do caber toss from front dodge when you are in offensive form. We also gave that caber toss a little bit more forward movement. It's a little bit faster when you use it from front dodge as well, to be able to reliably catch rolls. So these two changes by themselves fix the roll issue. That's great. And then the feint also fixes, on kick, also fixes the issue that Highlander has where, right now, because everybody has a dodge attack, the kick, soft feint, the caber toss only works on opponents that are empty dodging.
Yeah.
If they dodge, if you do a dodge attack, your caber toss is gonna miss them. We've tried to, we've figured out maybe we can give them armor, but then it's a bash that armored that you can it removes options from players. So instead of having that as a feint, you can feint your kick, parry whatever is gonna come at your way, or dodge into guard break, do whatever you want. But it works a lot better, it's a lot more effective. You can feint the guard break as well if you like. So it's really about giving.
You just checked if he's saying this slanderous, he looks mad.
That being said, you can still.
I don't know why he'd be mad. I thought this was all what the things he wanted, but whatever.
Work is keep a lot of what was making Highlander. We've experimented with some weird tech where from neutral you can just hold heavy and then you wouldn't charge immediately to make some things a little bit easier. But then the more we're playing with it, the less Highlander it felt.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of where we're trying to go with this rework is keeping the feeling. We know players love Highlander. Players that love Highlander really, really much.
Right.
The thing about Highlander, there can be only one.
As I mentioned earlier as well, we have a new side dodge attack, right? In offensive form, it's 14 damage, 300 MS, you side dodge, release heavy, you're going to do a side dodge attack.
I thought this was the night season. Why my big Scottish boy getting all the love?
Same one that we have in defensive form.
Yeah.
But we've actually changed it and we made a new attack that is in the same direction as a dodge, whereas we're normally your opposite direction. So it's a little bit different, but we have a brand new attack, so that's great.
Nice.
Props to Vanessa and the animation team for putting that in.
Yeah.
Amazing looking stuff. We also have the top light attack is now 400 MS down from 5. That was a very recurring feedback that we got where why would top not be 4 when the sides are 4 as well? So this is a nice little buffer under there as well. All 3 lights in offensive form or 400 MS. Super hard. It's unreactable from neutral. Very, very strong. Little range though, so you got to be right in their face, but it's still very useful.
Yeah.
And then finally, the heavy attacks in offensive form now deal 26 damage, down from 30. The damage curve was a bit high. You get to land more kicks, more caber toss.
I would have dropped it to 24 personally, but hey, that's just me. What's a number anyway?
Just, again, way too strong. So it makes a big difference here. Another thing that's not in this slide here, but that kind of makes a difference, is that the offensive form heavies cost 12 stamina now instead of 24. So it makes a big difference here.
Knight armor. Can you really count Ezio as a knight armor though?
Defensive form changes, which is a
oh god,
small slide.
there's more.
I'm thinking about it. Could have cut it in more, and then the 3-slide challenge would have been beaten here. So
Is that a real challenge?
Yeah,
use?
I don't know. That's what I hear. That's what I saw on Twitch anyway.
Okay.
So right now, some of the things we've been doing on defensive form is that the light opener superior blocks, they now deal 18 damage instead of 20. Again, damage curve changes. Some of these attacks dealt too much damage, so we tried to mess around with them. Another big change is that the top heavies, actually the heavy openers, have different speeds. They all used to be 1000 MS, which is really slow, but their armor, you're like, okay. But it prevented Highlander from having viable guard break and light parry punishes, specifically. So now top heavy is 800, deals a regular 24 damage. Side heavies are 900 and you deal 27. So essentially, you get a guard break, you can get a top heavy for now for 24 instead of having to throw it as one attack. When you get a light parry punish, you get your side heavies at 27, which is one more than the unblockables as well in offensive form. So you don't really need to go into offensive form to get that extra damage. Again, it's one of those things where the input comfort of parrying, holding heavy, releasing it.
Proven Knight, my metal band, we have Conk. Yeah, you said that already, Archangel. Cool, that's
really
neat.
Necessary for the hero, and even here, you're gonna land it. You're gonna go into offensive form. You're happy. You're good to go.
Yeah.
That kind of works all around with giving him better options out of defensive form. Lets him flow better into offensive form. Get him a lot more normal punishes that we have on pretty much every other hero by now. So it makes a big difference here. The other change we've done is that chained lights no longer have uninterruptible stance. Highlander used to have at least chain lights, kind of like Finisher is.
Yeah.
That had armor the whole way.
Right.
That was kind of oppressive. It was making people kind of annoyed. We've moved that uninterruptible stance. I have a hard time saying that. We've moved it somewhere else, but it was no longer necessary on chain lights really. So we just took it out of them. They're still good. They're still pretty fast. There's still a lot of good stuff there, but they don't really need that armor there. That's the thing. Then we have heavy finishers. We fixed a little bug where the Garbage vulnerability used to be 200 ms on the chain finishers. Now it's 100. We're good to go. But the big change with that and with zone attack is that they both chain into each other now. So if you throw a heavy finisher,
Okay, like, man, I'm just reading all this and I'm going, dang, Highlander's just gonna be amazing now.
Can immediately go into
and I already had trouble dealing with them.
Looping those, you're a complete monster in the lane now because you have this big 360 arc going 3 times into a heavy, into the zone. It's like big spinny top guy goes boom. You know,
it's like they say, what is Raven Knight gonna have trouble dealing with? Let's make that even worse.
But again, it feels really well, especially because you can now feint the first hit of the zone attack, and it gains uninterruptible stance at 500 ms for the first hit, and the second and third hit now have uninterruptible stance at 100 ms. So again, you get armor in various stages throughout the entire zone attack, but it really lets you trade with opponents, lets you stay.
Am I gonna like him now? I gotta try him.
Going.
I gotta try him.
Well with defensive form as well, so that's great.
Nice.
Like I said, a third hit can go into heavy finishers, and we've also adjusted all the weapon trajectories for the zone attack to fit the weapon a little bit better. If you've played testing grounds, there was some instances where like sometimes they used to phase through people.
Yeah.
So we've really adjusted this so it would really hit a lot more 360 around him.
This is a full rework, and I mean it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's just gonna.
Finally, we have quality of life changes. So
the kick and caber no longer drain stamina. Oh.
You can also now feint Celtic Curse, which is his front dodge heavy attack in defensive form. Before you could kind of like you had to go into like the side soft feints, or you had to like hold heavy to go into offensive form. You can now just straight up feint it and you're good to go. So that's like nice little quality of change there. Lets people mix up a little bit better. You can bait parries or whatever.
It's gonna be nothing but Highlanders nonstop. You know how normally when a hero skin is released, everyone plays the hero skin. No, it's gonna be nothing but Highlanders for the next week or so. Oh, I'm gonna suffer.
Not really viable at higher levels because you couldn't.
Highlanders are gonna dominate this game now for the next 3 or 4 weeks.
You had to pick rush as a first feat, so you could actually go towards and run towards those sides. So it was like a bit annoying here. So we really standardized this so he runs at a normal speed, like the same as Kensei. So it's not fast, right? It's not it's not Shinobi, but it still is faster than it was before. So it really is more equal to what we have with it.
Oh, that's a good question. Do they mean drain hero or?
For Highlander, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
but then
Warden! Yes!
Remember
Warden!
The first title update, there was a little bit of a trailer, and we saw some things in it.
I do some eagle-eyed viewers out there.
Right?
Kind of caught on to that right.
A couple of them, right? So what we've been doing, it's not a major rework to Warden, right? Don't get your hopes up. This is what's happening to Warden, but what we've done is we've given him new follow-ups to Shoulder Bash.
Good.
You can play the video, and then I'll explain as we go. So essentially, what we've
Yes!
done,
What?
On
Oh my God!
Right, light attacks.
Yes! Half swording, you glorious bastard!
Attack. We've given them all, and Top Light also does it, but all these attacks that are listed here have brand new animations. We took the opportunity there as well to make sure we did more half sorting stuff. I know it's a big request from the community to have half sorting attacks. I see Brian in the
Brian's
back,
dancing in the back,
going nuts. So that's great. So we've
Yes.
Warden playing the same. So it's the same inputs. Everything's kind of like the same. The damage is the same. Recoveries, timings, everything is the same. It's just different visuals. Because we wanted to make sure that because these have uninterruptible stance, they need to be different than the attacks from neutral, because it's not always clear otherwise. Are you throwing your neutral one? Are you throwing the one after shoulder bash? Did I mistime it and the wrong one came out, and why didn't I get armor here and there? So it's kind of like it's a whole package here for this.
Let's go, people.
This, which is also quite important, right? Is Warden has a bit of an issue in group fights where you couldn't really throw shoulder bash because you would get peeled constantly, very, very quickly. So with this, you actually are a lot more solid. You're basically immune to like non-bash peels, so it makes the hero much stronger. In 1v1 it has literally no effect, but that's okay. It's really specifically for group fights and making sure you're gonna be good, because you don't chain on miss. Won't really affect like if you dodge attack him, if you go into a guard break, still happens, everything's still good there. But really it's the focus on his group fight ability. It's the change that we're doing now for Warden We're trying to figure out what else we're going to be able to to do to make his group fight a little bit better. But that's like step one, right? It's one of those things that we're trying to go like a little bit more like step by step instead of trying to do everything all at once.
Dude, I love it. I'm so happy.
That was very, very successful.
Dude, Havoc and I gotta talk now. Havoc and I gotta talk.
We did small incremental buffs almost every
Someone go to Havoc's chat and let him know that Raven Knight wants to talk to him about this. We got stuff to talk about.
Sometimes where we do like it incrementally.
Someone let Havoc know I want to talk to him about this.
To get the heroes where they kind of need to be in a better position.
Cool.
This is so good.
Very nice.
Then we have another slide, right? So
There's
everybody's
more
confused now.
slides?
Really? There's more?
Which is a bit of a nerf to some heroes.
Oh, nerf. Okay.
Backstep attacks, right? So you can no longer backstep your light openers with these heroes. So Warlord, Valk, Kyoshin, Ephira, BP, Renjin, and Highlander.
I have no
So
problem
looking
with
at the
this.
That's a weird eclectic group of heroes.
It's very eclectic.
It's very eclectic, right? Yeah. Besides a bunch of them having shields, right? The idea here is these are all superior block opener lights, also known as crushing counters.
Right.
Warden is not in here because he already could not backstep his top light.
Right.
Doesn't really matter. But the thing here is that we've removed the ability to backstep. So even if you're holding like down, you're holding back and trying to walk when you're pressing light, you will just not walk backwards. It'll be as if you're walking forward or being neutral. You're still going to be going forward. And so the reason why we're doing this is this was a very, very potent option select against opponents. Because what you could do with a lot of these heroes, especially like with heroes like Kyoshin or Ephira even.
I have no problems with this at all. This is fine to me.
If it's a light, you'll crushing counter them, you'll beat them, good to go. If it's a heavy, you'll backstep far enough that the heavy is going to miss you, that things can miss you, and made you way too safe for this. We're only focusing on these heroes for now. We'll see how this affects other heroes, how this affects other things.
This makes total sense. I'm glad that they did this.
You can backstep your life
because backstep attacks really did annoy me.
So we'll have to see if
it was
we
way
do
too
this on
viable.
heroes, if we do this on more attacks. But at least now for the superior block ones, also known as crushing counters, it's a very nice change. It affects Highlander too. That's kind of part of why we were pushing this at the same time as the Highlander rework.
Yeah.
To make sure that things were going to come in line with this. So it's a big thing here. It's important. It's a request we've been getting from a lot of players for a long time to kind of at least nerf these attacks. To be clear as well, I've tried myself like quite a bit.
I just noticed this. 4 Vikings. There are 4 Vikings that abuse backstep attack. Is Ubisoft saying that the Vikings are a little toxic?
Really don't want to have.
Do the Vikings exploit a backstep attack more often than the other factions? I wonder.
It's a bit sad because you don't have that extra movement, but it created way worse issues. It would either you would become unparable or you would lose range completely on your lights, so you wouldn't really step forward. So there was a lot of like other effect that it created. So it's the simpler and the better solution is just remove backstep.
Nice. Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Then we have other changes that are a bit smaller on a couple of different heroes, but it's nerfs to some of the overperforming heroes. It's a first step here, again, just to make sure things are clear, but let's go through them. So Shinobi is light openers, now deal 10 instead of 12. It was something that we had tried to do in the past. Something happened, there was a mistake somewhere in integration or whatever, and it didn't go through, so now it's actually through. We've tested it, everything's great, so they actually do deal 10 damage. Again, damage curve was a bit too high, you can do double lights with it. Bit too strong, so with this, like it evens out.
Okay, these are nerfs to Shinobi, Hitakiri, and Ephira. 3 characters who needed nerfs, so I'm not upset.
It's undodgeable when you dodge the first hit. It's a bit problematic. So by lowering it just a tad, it helps like ease the pain here a little bit for that issue. And then we have Hito. So Hito has been like creeping up like quite a bit in tier lists.
Yeah.
I've been seeing like a bunch of different tier lists where Hito is a lot higher. And one of the major reasons for this is we discovered that the guard break vulnerability of our opener heavies, if you didn't charge them at all, was 333 MS. Normally the magic number is 433. And the reason why it's 433 is that if I go and I throw a heavy at you, and I feint, and I guard break, and I read that you were going to try to parry, my guard break will always land. No matter what timing I feinted, no matter when you pressed heavy, if you were going to parry in the right timing, my guard break's always going to land. At 333, there's moments where the guard break will bounce. And so if you're fighting Hitokiri, Hito was super safe at throwing heavies at specific timings and parry windows where feint to guard break would just bounce off of her and she would get her heavies anyway. So what we've done here is the way Hitokiri is built is there's like when you start an attack, there's a charge portion and then there's a strike portion. And so the guard break vulnerability applies only to the strike portion that we spoke about. Like you're vulnerable to guard break throughout the entire charge, but when you release the button, you used to have 33 ms of guard break vulnerability. Now you have 133. So you charge for 300 minimum, then you go into 133 when you release. So it gives you a minimum of 433, which is, again, like I said, our magic number for this. So it's less of a nerf and more of a bug fix. This happened when we cut down the attack speed to 700 ms. And then like a mistake happened that where we didn't readjust that window because we have to do all these things manually. Some people think we have spaghetti code, but it's we do have to do stuff manually.
It's more of a
as Havoc once said, done my fucking fist.
So this is kind of how it works. So we kind of fixed this so that Hitokiri should at least respect the rules in that regard. So that should be good. And then we have Ephira. So top red moon and right red moon, which are the attacks after her bashes. So after the neutral bash, after her kick, they now deal 16 instead of 18. And the reason why we're like, again, you're like, oh, it's 2 damage, like whatever, right? It's because these attacks are guaranteed after a heavy parry, right? You heavy parry, go into a neutral bash, go into those attacks. 18 damage is a tad too high for heavy parry punishes. We don't want to have that. There's a reason why we're trying to move away from higher damage heavy parry punishes. Often, it's not fun to play against. She still has her displacement that still deals a lot of damage. But in if you don't
K9, I got a question for you. We're talking about For Honor right now and about the bug fixes and all that, and you're here whining about Ubisoft and diversity. We're not on that right now. I don't know why you're bringing that up in this current discussion. I mean, I'm sorry that you hate Ubisoft. I get it, but we're talking about For Honor right now.
So we're okay leaving them a little bit higher, but not at 18 where it's just way above. And then finally we have Orochi and Zerk. So Orochi is on attack now deals 11 damage instead of 14. Again, changes to like some of these things they can combo into like that combo light, all that sort of stuff, so that the damage curve is
okay. They've reduced the damage of all of okay. Orochi got some damage nerfs. Cool.
Big change here. There's still 700 ms. These still have very large hitboxes, trajectories. It's really about making sure that they're not overly oppressive. We'll keep an eye on them.
And Berserker got some damage nerfs. I appreciate that. No, you're fine, K9. Just
really strong.
Like now's not the place. Now's not the place.
Now, at least the damage is going to be a little bit lower, and we'll see. And then finally, Storm Rush now deals 17 damage, down from 20. It used to deal 16, but then you had a guaranteed light afterwards that dealt an extra 4, so it was 20 total. When we removed that light, we were like, well, we don't want to nerf Storm Rush too much.
No, let's nerf Storm Rush, please.
20 total, but then 20 total is still too high. Like after all the data we've had, after everything we've been seeing, 20 is too high. Lowering it to 17, much more in line with that sort of attack. You're gonna have to use it a little bit more if you want to go to something with it. That's good. And then finally Zerk. So Zerk loses a bit of damage at a bunch of different spots. Sometimes it goes on by 1, sometimes it goes on by 2. But essentially, it's the more damaging attacks that Berserker has, we're lowering them. So top heavy opener deals 28 instead of 29. That was a bit too high, 29. Top heavy finisher deals 30 instead of 31. Again, you can it's easy to go into those attacks, so we don't want them to have overly high damage. Side heavy finishers, they're 32. They're above the regular limit of 30, but basically it's because they're tricky to get to. So at 32, we're like, yeah, it's still a bit high, but we're okay. And then side dodge lights now deal 13 instead of 15.
Not major nerfs here. Like, honestly, I mean, they're just damage nerfs, which isn't a bad thing, I would say. I would say that these characters are so top tier, they need this.
We're lowering their damage a little bit. Again, seeing where that goes. And so that's kind of like the idea here, right? So we took some of the overperforming heroes, trying to level them down a little bit with through damage, and trying to see where that's going to go, see how much of an impact it's going to have. We'd like to take smaller steps forward, get into a position where we're comfortable, then massively over-nerfing, right? Nuking a hero sometimes, it's sometimes
not always fun, yeah.
It is sometimes necessary, right? Unfortunately, because things are way too complicated. And it's not about like spaghetti code or whatever, but they're a hole, and then you pull on one part, and then everything else collapses. So we have to be really, really careful.
Right.
Sometimes you have to do this for things to stop being frustrating. Sometimes you don't. In these cases, we didn't have to do it yet, and we'll see where these things end up. Okay. That's pretty much it for balancing. That's quite a few slides this time, eh?
That's quite a bit.
All right. Well, that's good. I liked it. I'm happy.
Thank you so much, JC, for coming on and sharing all that, as always, for these very in-depth explanations. I always really appreciate that. I know our community does too, to really just understand the rhyme and the reason behind it all. So thank you so much for sharing your insights and all the changes. And again, great job to the team out there who is working on these changes as well. So listen, community, all these changes, everything we talked about. If you missed any of this, we're going to have a patch notes that'll be posted online for you to go through. You can read it all. Don't forget about eco mode as well, and all this will be save the trees, save. Not gonna go on the next one. Anyway, so eco mode, all the fun patch notes, lots of stuff to look forward to next week. 1 week from today, April 25th. Keep an eye out for all of that. Check the patch notes, and don't go anywhere because we've got a fun wrap-up outro coming up right after this. So,
Always
JC,
fun.
thank
Always
you so much.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Let's see it.
Stick around. Don't go nowhere.
Yeah, I think that this is a good Warriors end. I'm really happy with those notes, with those changes. That's really sick. The only downside is the Ezio hero skin, which I'll talk about in a minute. Okay, let's wait till the end, and I'll tell you my problem with the Ezio hero skin. Because there's some good, and then there's some bad, and we'll talk about it. The patches go into effect next week. Next week from today. Come on, get to that wrap up. Get to that wrap up. Raven, important question. Do you eat your boogers? No, I do not. I don't know why that was an important question.
What a show, everybody. I hope y'all are as ready as we are for the upcoming title update. Let's do a quick recap, though. So, to break it down, we got the For the Creed throwback event starting next week, which will also come with the Ezio Auditore hero skin. Both of these things are next week, as well as we'll be dropping that sweet, sweet cathedral converted map. I'm super hyped for this. Cathedral was always one of my favorite maps. And
So cool.
yeah, to be able to Dominion on it, I'm super happy.
It'd be great.
I'm excited too.
Yeah, you basically, well, at least me, I had to do customs before to see it. Oh, it's so pretty. Now I can just Dominion away. We've also got armor variations coming for the Knights and the Vikings. A lot of blank canvas for your alternate materials there. And last but not least, we've got Hyperduel throwback event starting on May 23rd. So, see, conk with the bonk right there.
Oh, I know.
Hyperduel's a lot of fun. Looking forward to them. But, Nolan, I think there's more coming, right?
Oh, of course, yes. So coming up this season, don't forget, we have 3 more Hero Fest planned. We have one for Shaman planned on May 16th, one for the big boy JJ on May 30th, and then Hitokiri on June 6th. Now, these are great, so don't forget, when these are live, you get to play the hero free for a week if you haven't unlocked them yet. You get a brand new unique execution is going to be dropping for them all, as well as double XP for playing the hero. So if you need to grind out, hit that rep 8 to get those wildberry materials. This is the best time to get that. Man, that's such a good
And that's not all, because we've got a Peacekeeper Hero Fest
Right. Speaking of
today. Starting today. That means new unique execution for today, on top of the the unique drop that's actually next week. The Ezio skin. Looking forward to that. But we got more. We got limited time content of the week. First up for April 18th, we've got the execution sprightly skewer.
that was peak.
That was what we just
That
saw.
was the one we just saw. Oh, I wasn't looking at the monitor.
You would.
That's on me. Yeah, so pick that up, sprightly skewer, get your PK on, and then we got more items coming on April 25th. We got the execution Fear Not the Darkness. Shown here on
Favorite one.
yeah, on Jake.
Ha!
Yeah.
I like that.
But and a mythic outfit, the Apple of Eden, or if you're from the Viking faction, it would be the Apple of Eden. For all my Norse lore nerds out there.
Those two pictures seem the same to me.
We've also got an emote, Master Assassin, 10k steel, shown here on Shinbro. With the Shinbro.
Shinbro.
For the Falconers out there, we've got an Eagle Companion. I know it's not a Falcon, but you know.
It's got wings.
Yeah. Shout out to Amelie for the Eagle Companion signature. And then, once again, just to remind everybody, in case you forgot, the Ezio Auditore hero skin. Seen here in the U.S. H'est, D'est possible.
You are going to have to explain to me after the show, I think, what all that means. Cause
Ultra high def.
Oh, is that what it means?
Yeah. That's it. We don't
You
need
could
to
have done
say
it
that.
after the show, because now I feel foolish.
Yeah. He's
That's
just
okay.
Ezio's never been so HD.
He is the Ezioist Ezio, I think.
Yep.
Like I think
No, the Ezio-ist Ezio was Assassin's Creed Revelations, so shut up!
AC team can seethe because he's prettier in our game.
You said the thing.
No,
supposed to say it out loud.
no. But we've got community videos here for you. Nolan hasn't seen them. You guys have.
All right, let's see these.
I've seen them. I picked them. So let's take a look at them.
What we got?
Are you ready for this jelly?
I am always ready.
I wonder if I'll be in there. No, I won't.
All right. First up here, we've got the best part about Ocelot.
Ghosty mode.
Oh,
Love it.
Oh, it gets so much better. And this, I can't confirm.
Oh!
This is the best thing to do with.
He got it.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh man, that's got to be.
That's
sad.
not a community corner. That's an obvious.
Justice. I bet you never thought you'd see Warden making some cookies. So we got domestic Warden there, not taking any shit from that dough. And then I had to throw this one out there.
God,
This is one of my favorite things to come out of the April Fool's event. Is just the Wulin take on. I don't speak Japanese.
They speak Japanese. Oh man, yeah, I love the April Fools.
And then this lovely pixel art homage to the Last Hero Standing game mode. Apparently there was an uncolorized version, I'm guessing. I only saw the colorized one.
I like the colorized version. It's very nice.
And then it's always nice when your teammates know what to do.
No. Oh, I think we have. Oh.
That is so unfair.
In the tank. So there you go. If you want a shot at getting your video,
How can you show that with a straight face?
Subreddit or social media and tag us. It's always fun to go through them every month and see what's out there. It's just great because our community is so good at creating clips, art, cosplay, all of that, and so I always
Apparently
wanna-
making cookies too.
Yeah.
Gotta see.
You gotta put all the rage
Talk to
into
Vanessa
the
about a
cookie.
new idea for unique execution
Yeah.
on Warden now, just to smash them.
My favorite thing is you take the ball of dough and you fuck it at the pan,
thing
and
you
I'm
do.
like, yeah, every time.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try that next time.
Yeah, that's why I'm chill at work. That's not all though. I think we got more.
That's right, folks. Don't forget too, arcade mode now free for everybody. So no excuse not to play. Check it out. So starting today, we have a new arcade event, the Messengers of Doom. The week is available now, and it's for everybody. So go check it out and play it. Also, this weekend, starting tomorrow, we have an event order, the Medic Challenge. So be the faction with the most allies revived. So again, keep an eye out for me and please pick me up. I promise to do better next
Finally,
time.
I can get revived when I left Bumper.
that's definitely a thing we could do there. So
Help! Not helped. No revive. Just respawn.
just be
This-
better.
Yeah, this is the way. But Medic Challenge changes that.
It does.
Hopefully, sometimes.
Please. So what else we got here? So yeah, we have the Assassini it Templari.
Assassini e Templari. If you're going to say it right, you need to say it right.
Yeah, we practiced this and I still messed it up. So anyway, but yeah, so we have 3 weeks of event orders coming up. So the first one will be running from April 26th to the 29th. So that's next week after the launch of the season. So
cool.
Keep an eye out for that. All right.
Yeah.
And I think that's it now.
I do believe that is it.
All right.
So thank you, everyone.
Play us out.
Quick reminder: don't forget to follow us here on Twitch.
We love you, Brian,
It's
and you too, Nolan.
but also on social media.
But Nolan, you got to wear better threads. You know, you look too much like you're going to a business
and
meeting. Come like you're ready to play, man.
Like For Honor. Follow the Ubisoft TikTok because that's where we post our TikToks.
That's why Brian gets all the
I think
chicks.
that's
You
it
know,
for this
Nolan, you
week.
got
So
to
we
come
will
in like
see
you're ready to
all of you
party,
next
not like
time
you're
on
ready
Next
to,
Warriors Den,
you know,
but stick
run some
around
taxes.
Because we're gonna do a surprise raid on Mr. Sheep Live if he's still online. So hopefully.
Although the cuffback sleeves are a nice touch, you know, you get some points for that. You look like one of my old
See you
managers.
guys on the battlefield. Take care of yourselves. Stay hydrated. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about what we just saw. Okay, let's talk about this, and then we'll go. Because I got to get lunch. I've got to write my notes on what I'm going to talk about in my summary stream. We got to talk about all that. Okay, so let's talk about this. First of all, I think this was a definite win. I think this was a very, 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 very good Warriors Den. Just about everything I saw, I liked. The new Cathedral map looks sick. I cannot wait to play it. It's going to be so much fun. It looks absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to play it. The new armor sets that we saw are awesome. All of them look really, really good. Some of them better than others, honestly, but the Knights, for sure, look absolutely stellar, and I think that's great. The patch notes. Highlander rework coming. I'm kind of iffy about it because I'm not a Highlander main, and I've never been a big fan of Highlander. But Highlander fans, rejoice. You're getting your update, and I'm very glad for you. I'm just not looking forward to having to play against nothing but Highlanders for the next few weeks. The Warden updates are choice. I am so happy with them. I know Havoc is excited about them. He and I got to talk, okay? I'm going to talk with him about that. I hope that he's prepared for me to nerd out a little bit, but it's going to be awesome. I'm really excited to get into that. That's going to be really cool. And the quality of life updates, like the nerfs that we got for some of the characters, like the back dodge changes and the nerfs to Shinobi, Hitakiri, all these characters, I thought they were okay. I didn't see anything there that really upset me. Everything seemed to work really well for what I saw. The only problem I saw, the only thing I saw that bothered me was the Ezio hero skin. And now let me explain to you my issue. Let me explain my issue, okay? I don't mind what they did. In fact, I'll be real honest, it was creative. I was worried about them doing an Ezio hero skin because I'm like, Ezio's a guy, Peacekeeper's a girl. Are you just going to slap a hero skin onto Peacekeeper but keep everything the same so that Ezio's running around singing like a lady, you know? But no, they changed him. They edited him so that he moved different. His voices were different. They changed it up a little bit to make it feel more like a male character. And you know what? Props. That's awesome. I'm glad they did that. But it does lead to my problem. Actually, look, before I get to the problem, let me get to the good. Here's the good thing about that. This means that in future, we could get heroes edited to be other genders, like Highlanders, Shugoki, stuff like that. And they've shown that they can mocap it to work. So we could see new skins in the future, or new updates in the future, where characters have their gender lock removed, and they could still work functionally. So that is a bit of good news. I think that's a good thing because it means in the future we could see some gender lock heroes either lose their gender lock status or at the very least get hero skins that are a different gender, which a lot of people I think would really, really like. So that's the good part about it. Now let me tell you the bad part. I don't like that it's Ezio. And I'll tell you why. Because here's my problem with it. It's a character from a totally different game franchise that they're just shoving in. Imagine if they'd gotten a really cool looking Peacekeeper hero skin. Girl or guy, I don't care. You could have gotten us a really cool looking original OG assassin from Assassin's Creed in there. You didn't need to base it on anyone. Didn't need to be Ezio, Connor, anyone else. You could have just had an original assassin, and I think that would have been neat. But you went to the lowest common denominator and just threw Ezio in there. And it wasn't even my favorite Ezio outfit design. I kept thinking, why did you have to pick the Brotherhood outfit? I would have preferred Assassin's Creed 2 outfit. That was a much better design in my opinion. That's just me, though. I mean, I know some people like Brotherhood. But regardless of that, to me, I thought that it was weak sauce. I thought that The fact that you, like, look, if you wanted to make a male Peacekeeper hero skin, fine, more power to you, but why couldn't it have been an original one rather than just slap Ezio on there? Now anyone who wanted a male Peacekeeper has to live with the fact that it's not really a male Peacekeeper, it's just Ezio. And maybe you want to play Ezio, that's great, I'm glad for you, but for a lot of us, I would have liked to have seen a male Peacekeeper who is not based on another character. Now, does that mean that no one's going to play this? No, they are. They're definitely going to do it. And I do think that it worked. The stuff that they did to make it work, I think, is pretty neat. And it does make me hopeful that in the future we could see hero skins or updates to characters that allow the gender lock to be removed. So all those people who wanted female Highlander, male Warmonger, male Nobushi, male Valkyrie, male Pirate, all these things, we may finally get it where, you know, they say, here's a hero skin or here's an update where we have a male or female version, and now you can play that character this way. That makes me hopeful because it shows it's possible and they're willing to do it. So that's the good. The bad is it's Ezio. What's the lore I can talk about here? It's Ezio. You already know Ezio if you've played Assassin's Creed. And to me, that's lazy. I was really hoping for a cool knight hero skin like what we got with Unsung Ruth. Instead, we got an Assassin's Creed insert. And to me, I don't like that. I don't like that. To me, I wanted to see something a bit more original and something a bit more creative. But, I mean, that's just me. That's just me. If you guys like that, if you like Ezio and want to play Ezio, awesome. I am glad for it. And if they make a series of lore, like if they make some lore about how Ezio fits into Assassin's Creed, I'll read it and I'll do a video on it like I've done all that before. But as it stands right now, I'm not happy about this because the prop king here said it pretty much this way I feel. I'm afraid For Honor becoming like Fortnite. Exactly. If you start inserting other licensed characters into For Honor, how long until we get more and more and more until For Honor looks less like a historical warrior battlefield game with a fantasy twist and more of Master Chief and Batman and Superman and Elmo running up on the Green Goblin, Spider-Man, Rick from Rick and Morty, and Steven from Steven Universe. How soon until we get all these characters running around? And some of you might think, that sounds awesome! I say that sounds cringe and it would kill the game for me. I'm not saying that's where they're going. Because honestly, Ezio doesn't look too bad. But I don't want to see that future come to For Honor. I would have liked it if they just made an original hero skin. It can be male, or it can be female, I don't care. But to just shove Ezio in there, I didn't think was the right choice. I was not a big fan of that. But that's all I have to say about that. I have a lot to work on now. I have a lot to be excited about. Let's see if my computer will cooperate so that I can make a video on this. If not, I'm glad that you guys stuck around this long. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Thank you to those of you who donated. If you are new to the channel, I hope you'll take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel. I would love to have you along. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my second channel, The Raven's Writing Room, where I talk about writing and storytelling and Bible stuff. A lot of really cool stuff there. Hope you guys had fun here. I'm thankful to all of you for taking the time to check out my stream. Go check out Havoc as well. I know that he was doing this stream as well. Thank you guys. You're the best. I love you guys to death. As always, I will see you in my next video. Take care.